Hello and welcome to MCUnhinged. We're back, baby. We're back. Be sure to like and subscribe because we're here, baby. We're back. We're here to talk about Avengers, the end of Phase 1. It's a pretty good movie, not gonna lie.
Spoilers, come on now. They didn't know our rating.
You're right. Sorry, it was a pretty shit movie.
There you go.
That's for the twist. Yeah, it's
actually
pretty...
gonna be like a choose your own adventure. So you kind of pick, like there'll be annotations. You kind of pick one, and then it kind of leads you down a different podcast. So
yeah, so if you think Avengers is good, go to 3842 on the podcast on the video version, and then click on the link that pops up right there in the top right of your screen, and then that'll take you to the good movie ending.
So
do we want to dive right into it, or
what are you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I this was my first time watching it in a couple years, and I definitely did not enjoy it as much this time as I have on previous watches. I thought that the movie visually was kind of boring.
Really?
I don't know what it like what was happening on screen was cool, I guess, but it felt like there were a lot of like the same shot, reverse shot, like, and it's like, all right, they're gonna punch each other, just hold the camera steady, watch them punch each other, and now we're moving on. Like it's very safe and very like plain, which I don't think is a bad thing, but I found myself getting kind of bored while watching it. Compared to like, I think later Avengers movies have a lot more energy infused into them, and this one just felt a little subdued.
Later Avengers movies had this to work off of as like a base template, and they knew what they could do, and it probably got higher budgets after this one did so well. So
yeah, and of course, like I'm not saying like the movie's bad or whatever. Like I'm not like this movie is bad. I thought like it was interesting that this is a movie that, like, in the past, I've enjoyed that thing. I've been like, it's a very safe, like, kind of plain movie, and I like that about it. And this time watching it, I felt like I was watching, like, a TV movie almost at certain points. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. And I think that it gets obviously better with time. And I don't think that this movie's, like... Yeah, like, I'm not trying to say the movie's terrible. I'm just... I thought that was interesting.
Okay. Honestly, some of the shots can be a little bit basic, but... Personally, I think that when it comes down to it, there are some, like, when they want to get creative with the shots and the angles, there are some really good ones.
Yeah.
Like, there's one in particular with Loki and Nat, where you see, there's moments of that throughout where they do interesting choices that, like, keep you engaged. And even, like, during the Battle of New York, there were a couple where I was just like, holy shit, they really chose to do that, huh? And I didn't really think about that when I watch it in the past.
Yeah, there's definitely interesting stuff in there, and I think I noticed the interesting stuff more this time because I was, for a lot of the movie, kind of like, all right, can we do something a little different with the camera right now? And so when they did, I was like, yeah, that was cool. I like that. You know? Yeah, that's really the biggest thing I took away from the movie on this watch through was I was like, hey, I love these characters. I think, this was something else I wanted to get off at the top. Joss Whedon's a creep.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Just before I go ahead and praise him in his work in this movie, like, fucking terrible person, like, from all accounts, you know, total creep, fuck him, all that. That being said, he gets the characters in this movie. I think, like, all the characterizations are, like, spot on, and a lot of them are maybe only slightly shifted from previous appearances, but this is what they use going forward, for better or for worse. Like, this is the template for all these characters, and a lot of the story arcs that are most important kind of kick off from this movie. And I think just writing-wise, I think it's pretty well done.
It's really solid for what it is. Granted, watching it as an adult, I hadn't seen it in like a good 5 years at least. You really notice how quippy like the first maybe 20 minutes gets in certain places. Like, it sure is a comic book movie.
And for better or for worse, that kind of, and I mean, that's Whedon humor, really. I mean, that kind of jokes exist before this movie, but really, like, that's what he did on Buffy. Like, this kind of, the quips that the MCU have, depending on who you ask, either driven into the ground or made their money off of, it very much come from Whedon, and they really have never given it up. And I mean, really, now every big tentpole franchise does that kind of humor because it was so successful here.
Yeah. You think? I mean, for as much as it gets like joked about, like shat on for a good reason sometimes, I really expected worse on a rewatch.
Yeah, and I don't think it's ever as bad as it is in this one, like, because Whedon. This is what Whedon does. Like, when you get unadulterated, I mean, even Age of Ultron, I think, takes itself a little more seriously than this movie does. But definitely, I just this movie is full on Joss Whedon.
All right. Well, this movie, The Avengers, came out in 2012 at about 2 hours and 23 minutes of a runtime. Not, didn't come out 2 hours in 2012. Directed by Joss Whedon, written by Joss Whedon and Zach Penn, who wrote Hulk, if you remember. A budget.
Oh, what a glow up!
Budget of $220 million, and a box office of $1,518,000,000.
Man,
$812,988 worldwide.
This movie really made cash.
Yeah,
it had a 41% domestic and a 59% international.
That's the box office split. Okay, I was like, wait, what?
that is the ratio of the Avengers team. I promise you.
Yeah.
We swear.
Yeah.
On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 91, both from critics and audiences.
Shit.
And
so that
yes.
I want to ask, would you guys, without, I guess that's kind of what we're going to talk about later, but do you think that's higher than it would be if like everybody reviewed it today again?
Like if they went back and watched it, having seen what the MCU is nowadays?
Yeah.
That's tricky, because I do think a lot of that positivity comes from this is the first time something like this had really been attempted and done as successfully as this was on screen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be a bit lower, just because with all these Avengers movies and with the hype surrounding Infinity War and Endgame, I think the community at large is a little bit used to this sort of thing. But I don't think it would fall below like 85.
Are you saying if this was like on a rewatch, or just like if this movie came out today?
No, if it was just rewatch, just they were like, all right, we're getting rid of the review score for this movie. Everybody watch it again, review it again, and that's our new score for this movie. That's the question, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say it wouldn't get probably above an 85. But I feel like there'd still be like pretty high praise. It does set up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It does have, you may find some newfound appreciation for all those things that they get called back to from this movie later on and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On IMDb, it has an 8 out of 10, and on Google, it has an 86%.
Yeah, that sounds, I think that's about where it would be. And I guess, I don't know if I guess maybe that's just it. Those get updated more often as people watch the movies and review them, or do the little, what would you rate this movie?
Yeah, maybe like when people rent it off of YouTube or off of Google to just watch those reviews. Because that's a more recent thing.
Yeah.
All right, so we start this movie with a little character known as the Other, informing someone, Thanos, that the Tesseract is on Earth, and that Loki knows it better than anyone. He's ready to lead the Chitauri on an invasion. And he gives Loki that staff with the Mind Stone in it. I don't think Loki knew that, but And we get started. We cut the Shield's Project Pegasus base. I think we talk about it in Iron Man 2. And then we see it again in fucking Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting that like right off the top, because I didn't remember like right off the top them establishing, yeah, Loki's working for somebody else. Like this movie doesn't try to play any trick on you that this is all Loki's like thing. Loki is a tool on a board from moment one of this movie.
Yeah, like he's the bullet being fired from somebody else's gun towards Earth in this movie.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Just a chip in your pile,
He's just a chicken pot pie? Really?
I also love that the movie opens on S.H.I.E.L.D., like you were saying, since like they've been the connective tissue up until now. To be
honest, I didn't remember any of this sequence.
Maybe it's because I watched this movie 4 times in theaters in 2012, but this was just like coming home. This was all familiar, and I was like, fuck yeah. Go down that elevator, go look at that Tesseract, talk about the cube, woo!
Mm-hmm. So people are being evacuated because the cube is acting up. But Coulson's here, along with our first appearance of Kobe Smulders as Agent Maria Hill.
Yeah,
me. Fury's here too.
Robin.
And he needs her to make sure all the Phase 2 prototypes are shipped out. Phase 2 is pretty. I see what you do there, Marvel. Pretty meta joke. But Fury comes down to the chamber where Selvig and the Tesseract are, and a bunch of other scientists. And Selvig is saying like they can't harness the power because his calculations are far from done. But it's not, it's not emitting anything dangerous. Just a couple of levels of gamma radiation. No one's ever suffered from that.
I think it's interesting just to talk about the gamma radiation thing for a second. When they brought it up in Endgame, they're like, it emits gamma radiation. It's like I was made to do this or whatever. When Hulk is about to put the gauntlet on. I was like, sure, I accept that. I didn't realize, like, coming back to it, this movie
kind of lays a little bit of that groundwork.
Oh, it entirely. They say later on that the Mind Stone is also giving off gamma radiation. Like, they say that the staff is also giving off gamma radiation. So, like, I think that's really... it enhances Endgame a little bit more, and this movie, to know that that's not something that's just kind of, like, pulled out and being like, yeah, that makes sense. They would do that, right? It's like, nope, they said it 10 years ago.
Yeah, and like they might have gone back and been like, okay, what can we do to make sure that this script works? And they might have gone back and watched this and been like, gamma rays, you say? Oh shit. Well, we got our like big inciting incident for Act 3. Let's go.
Yeah.
So Clint's back. In my notes, I actually called him Kling. Clint's back from Thor. And I like that Selvig calls him the Hawk. He's up high watching, and says that Selvig is clean. He hasn't like been receiving any messages or IMs or anything like that. But there must be something happening on the other end. In which Fury's like, "Huh? What do you mean the other end?"
I thought this is kind of stupid.
It's a little goofy, but like, I like the sentiment of it where like sometimes certain people get so in their own head about something about the technical stuff. And if a third party comes in and looks in, it's just like, yeah, dude, it's a door. Like the knobs on both sides, idiot. Come on, just.
And if anybody's gonna be the one to be like, that's a fucking door, it's gotta be Clint Barton,
good old Jeremy Renner, Mr. Doorman Jeremy Renner.
Look, he's gotta get what he can in before he gets yanked out of this movie.
Yeah, speaking of cling, that man's clinging to all the screen time he can get.
Before he gets treated like the fucking extra party member in Code Lyoko, dude. I forget his name.
He looks more like one of the main dudes of Code Lyoko, honestly, with the haircut.
I will say, this explanation doesn't super hold up for me.
No. A lot of
knowing that the Tesseract is the Space Stone, because how can the Space Stone be activated?
Yeah, a lot of the way the Tesseract works in this movie, I'm just like, they don't really do it like that anymore. But whatever.
I guess the Tesseract, since it's housing the Space Stone, there could be another item like the Tesseract somewhere else that it's the casing around the Space Stone that allows the transport.
In theory,
but then
what I had always figured was that, like, the scepter that Loki is given has an innate connection to the Tesseract, so that acts as, like, the key to unlock the door to their underground facility. Knowing that the Mind Stone's in the Tesseract and it has nothing to do with the Space Stone, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But they were still figuring their shit out.
You use the Mind Stone to gaslight the Space Stone to open.
You use the Mind Stone and you go, mind your business, Space Stone, open the door, and it's like, all right, sure, I guess I got it.
I am a door.
Yeah. If the Tesseract had been in somebody else's hands, like if the enemy had their hands on it recently, I could maybe be like, maybe they did something to it so that it would open up, but like S.H.I.E.L.D. has had it since the 40s, right? Like, so I,
And then, like, not to skip ahead too far, but at the literal end of the movie, they have to use, like, the fucking weird, like, locking chamber thing to use it to go back to Asgard.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, obviously, in game, Loki just grabs it and fucking dips with his bare hands. But
maybe it's just about knowing how to harness the energy, and so the container harnesses it to go specifically back to Asgard, whereas Loki's just like, all right, space, fucking go to space. I don't know where. Fuck off. Right now.
Speaking of Loki, that door opens up.
Oh, I didn't know you were taking over the recap, Shawn.
I just saw a good segue and I took it. I'm sorry.
Speaking of Loki, the door opens up.
I want everybody to know that I made that exact segue 3 seconds ago. He's gonna edit it out.
Hey,
he's gonna cut me saying this out too.
But speaking of Loki, that space door opens up.
That's it. That's the one I'm using.
That's the one.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
So Loki comes out and he looks like a crackhead, actually.
Yes, actually.
Like he's like really sweaty and like like a gremlin. Like he just played like he wiped out the entirety of Tomato Town. Like just before he came in.
He dropped on Tilted Towers and he showed no fucking mercy.
Ooh, dropping Tilted, fuck, dude.
Yeah, man, it's rough.
So, Fury's like, hey, man, let's be chill. And Loki is not chill. He starts attacking people. He's
like, I'm burdened by glorious purpose.
He grabs Clint and goes, you're not part of this movie anymore. And converts more people. And while he's doing this, Fury's like, slowly trying to take the Tesseract and dip. But Loki's like, please don't. I still need that. And then he says a line. He says, I am Loki of Asgard, and I'm burdened with glorious purpose.
Oh, very good.
What
I do want to touch on the Hawkeye problem really quick with this movie, which is that, like you just said, he gets taken. Hawkeye's gone. I'm okay with it because I really like Hawkeye's storyline in Age of Ultron, and they did that shit to appease Jeremy Renner. They were like, look, we know how he treated you on the first one, so here, get your whole, like, here's your whole storyline in Age of Ultron.
Here's the thing. I'm going to talk about it later when it comes up, like, more prominently, but the fact that Joss Whedon worked on this and Age of Ultron, like, piece of shit that he is, we're not talking about that. We're talking about his writing and the quality of his writing and the consistency. Where there was no consistency between him very clearly laying the groundwork for, and I don't remember the actual ship names, so I made 2 up. Hawk Widow or Black Eye. Choose whichever you fucking want. He very clearly, like, lays the groundwork for this to be a thing. And, like, even Winter Soldier plays it up a little bit with Natasha wearing a fucking arrow necklace. And then Age of Ultron just sort of shits on that with the whole farm story. Like,
yeah,
I don't.
I guess even as a kid, I feel like I perceived their relationship differently. I guess I never got the. I didn't even know people really shipped them.
A lot of people did,
until
my
just
guy.
now.
Look how they talk to each other.
Yeah, no, I believe it. I really like really strong friendships in media, especially between like men and women, because it's not portrayed super
No,
often.
I get that.
And so I always think of Hawkeye and Nat as like one of my early exposures to that kind of thing. So I just know, I think it's interesting. I definitely can see what you're saying about like how this could be perceived to be setting something up, and I don't know if he's ever said that like that was explicitly what he was setting up and then changed his
Everybody
mind.
and their mother sort of interpreted it as much.
yeah. I didn't, but I can definitely see how everybody else would be like, yeah, that's what's happening.
I totally get you, and I enjoy a good platonic relationship between a guy and a girl as much as anybody else. And I think Nat gets a really strong one later on with Cap, especially.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like one of the strongest ones, and whoever could have guessed it from this movie, huh?
Which is sorry, but the Nat Cap thing is nuts, because I remember after Infinity War came out, everybody was like, Nat and Cap were banging during the time jump
they weren't.
between Civil War, and I was like, what are you talking about?
Were people smoking?
And they're like, they were saying that when they see Bruce again, and then Falcon is like, awkward, that was because Cap and Widow had been hooking up. And I was like, what? I was like, I didn't get that at all from that movie. So it's funny. I think people really I think with Nat in particular, any male character that she's around, people, because they did the same thing with her and Steve in Winter Soldier, where they're like, oh, that's also a very like romantic relationship between the two of them. And I'm like, I think it's explicitly not.
It's very clearly not. Like, they're just vibing. They're palling around and teasing each other the way friends do.
And it might be because she's like the most prominent female character in the MCU.
Yeah, she is the only female Avenger, so people are going to be like, I need somebody to be banging.
They're just shipping her off with people.
If it's not gonna be Stoney, I need Snat.
Yeah, I think she just gets Snat's like paired off with anybody.
Snat's way too close.
Hill does some badass stuff in this scene.
Yeah, so
I'm excited to see her in Secret Invasion.
So Selvig recognizes Loki's name, obviously, from Myth and from Thor, probably. And Loki goes on his rant about freedom being a lie, and he converts Selvig, and Clint's like, yo, Fury's trying to stall. This place is gonna come down, and then he shoots Fury. And they take the Tesseract. And they don't know it, but they've got 2 Infinity Stones. They're pretty powerful right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But they get away, and while they do, they walk past Maria Hill, and she's like, who's that? And Hawkeye's like, and
they didn't tell me.
And then Fury's like, yo, Clint's bad to the bone. And then he starts shooting at each other. But I'm like, why is Loki just getting in the back of this truck? Why isn't he just like using his magic to look different? You know, why isn't he disguising himself as a?
I think he's kind
of. We need a cool chase to open the movie. It's fine.
He's just kind of sitting in the back of a truck.
He looks cracked.
I don't think he's in a good spot. At the beginning of this movie,
like he just did like 3 rounds of hard drugs, and he's trying to fucking like sober up. And he has nobody to actually help him through it, so he's just like greasy and tired with the bags under his eyes.
He went to a gas station and he bought a coffee, but he didn't get coffee. He only poured in the caffeine shots.
Oh my fucking god, yeah.
But no, it looks like he's genuinely like stumbling into the truck too. Like, I don't think he's okay during this scene.
He might not be okay.
Probably not okay.
He might have just gotten his ass beat by the other before going through the portal, to be honest.
But Maria gives chase, and Fury gets in a helicopter while the base is crumbling away. And yeah, I don't remember any of this, but everyone gets away. Fury crashes the helicopter. Likely it didn't explode. And Maria is stuck under some rubble while she gets out. And Coulson's like, yo, what do we do now, sir? And then Fury's like, right now, we're at war.
The
title card. I mean, he says a couple other words after that, but that doesn't matter. Not to be confused with Marvel's Avengers. This is Marvel's The Avengers.
Marvel's Avengers coming to a Tyler stream near you.
God.
We've already done it. We've already done it, dude.
No, but we got to do more.
Again, yeah.
Please.
When
There's more characters.
When Winter Soldier comes out.
One. I bought that game for full fucking price, dude.
Oh yeah, I was
Shibuya.
pre-ordered, dude. I was playing 3 days early. I was in the.
We played the beta.
Holy shit.
We did. Hulk come, dude.
Shibuya, you're playing with us.
I wanted a good feeling Iron Man game, and I kind of got that. And then the rest of the game was so good, I dropped the story mode halfway through.
The story mode was like the best part.
Yeah,
it is. It's the only good part of the game.
Bad. It was just not enough.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So cut to somewhere in Russia, where Nat's being held captive and she's being interrogated. And this general-looking guy, he has a name. I didn't write it down.
General Dipshit. Let's call him General Dipshit.
Dipshit.
General Dipshit says that the famous Black Widow is just another pretty face. And right as she's like, doesn't this guy own the arms trade? He's like, he's just a puppet. He's just a face. He doesn't mean shit to me anyways. And then he picks up like a torture tool, and then like the guard's phone rings, and it's Coulson.
Dude, Coulson's such a badass in this scene.
Coulson
He's like,
so much.
We have 2 F-22s ready, like, to fucking level. He reads off the address.
He's just like, I know exactly where you are. You are on the 3rd floor. I have jets 8 miles out. If you do not put the woman on the phone, I am going to blow you up before you can enter the lobby. And I am like, Phil,
yeah, it's so good.
Yes! Go off!
And, yeah, I just, I love it. It's so good.
And,
love Coulson.
Nat reveals that this has been a front. She's not in any real danger. But I did when he's like, we need you to come in. Sounds like a boss calling someone in on their day off, you know?
She has exactly those vibes. She's just like, dude, I'm doing stuff right now. I'm having a good time. I'm like winning. I'm making bank in Vegas here. This dude's giving me everything I need. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Natasha, we're out of cashiers. We really need you to come in. But she refuses until she hears about Clint. And then she beats everyone up in the room. And then they need her to talk to the big guy. And she thinks that he means Stark. But no. It's not Stark.
Is the big guy.
The other big guy.
Our new Hulk.
In another part of the world, a little girl is running. That says grill. And she finds Bruce Banner, and who's now played by Mark Ruffalo. You know, their original choice, but they didn't get for the first one. She said her dad is sick or whatever, and she like leads him to this hut. Then she just climbs out a window, fucking fleeces his ass. And Natasha's there.
Do we want to talk about Mark Ruffalo for a second? Just because now that he's officially been introduced, love Mark Ruffalo, love him in this role. I hope that he plays this role forever.
His Bruce Banner is amazing.
He is the Bruce Banner. Yeah.
You don't like his Hulk?
No, I like his Hulk. Okay. The viewers don't know. The listeners don't know that I never really gave a shit about Hulk until he was funny. You know.
Oh, so you are with Hulk the way I was with Thor. Got it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Cause like
I didn't really give a shit about either of them until they were funny. To be honest.
I've seen a bunch of Hulk media, right? But it's always like the same shit, right? He's like, oh, woe is me, I'm so sad. When I get angry, people die. Boo fucking who, Banner. I gotta get rid of the Hulk. He's ruining my life. Shut the fuck up. You're not getting rid of the Hulk,
bro.
Dude. And then if the writers ever let you get rid of the Hulk, then some shit's gonna happen, and you're gonna be like, I need the Hulk. I need him so I can save people.
I'm just thinking of that one animated movie that's specifically, I think it was like Hulk versus Wolverine or some shit, where like Bruce Banner is able to be split from the Hulk because Bruce Banner fucking dies, and he's like in heaven living his perfect life with Betty, and then they resurrect his ass, and he's like, no God, please don't put me back, I can't do this. This is my perfect life, don't take this away from me. Oh God, oh fuck. And then he has to be put back because otherwise the Hulk will kill fucking everything in sight.
Those movies were good.
Those movies are pretty good. And honestly, I think this movie does one of the best jobs I think I've ever seen. I clearly have not consumed as much Hulk media as you have, but the Hulk and the way Hulk and Bruce are handled in this movie is really fucking good because of the one scene that comes later where he just drops, "You can't get rid of him. I fucking tried. Yeah. I ate a bullet. Yeah. He spit it out." That shit hits.
Yeah. I think that's probably if I didn't give a shit about Hulk until he was like, funny, like Tyler said, but I think that line is the only is like the only good Hulk line until then. I think I've read some Hulk comics. I think the Hulk in the comics is infinitely better than Hulk in the MCU, but I think also unadaptable. I don't see how you could ever make a movie unless you're going to make a super like low budget introspective like psychological thriller.
Which they probably
I don't see how you can do
it. Also,
which they're not going to do.
I also just don't see
if this is
Ed Norton like being as funny as Hulk gets.
No
way. So I think, because I think Hulk is kind of unadaptable to fucking like live action like this, because you're not going to make that kind of movie. So I think funny Hulk is like the good compromise. Like if you can't do the introspective shit, turn him into a joke.
Yeah.
So
Bruce is like, he's a pretty wary guy. He's sus of Nat. And he knows that she brought him to the edge of the city, and he's like, "Shield, how'd they find me? Like, they never lost you, Doctor." And she shows him pictures of the Tesseract, and they're like, "We want you to find it." And he's like, "You're gonna put me in a cage?" And he's like, "No, I'm not gonna put you in a cage." And he's like, "Stop lying to me!" And she pulls a gun, as you naturally would when you know his condition. And he's like, "Oh, I was just trying to see what you do."
He's just like, "Oops, I guess I took my joke a little too far. It's a prank, bro. I'm sorry. You can put the gun down now. I just wanted to see what you do.
Just the prank, bro.
It was just for content. I swear."
It's just for
Look over there. There's a camera.
I love him.
Bro, you just got totally punked. Ashton Kutcher comes out. It's the whole thing.
You're unpunked.
So Fury's talking to the Shield board. We all know how that goes. And
Gideon Malik?
And tells him that Loki's waging war on Earth. They ask about Thor, and Fury's like, "No, Thor's not hostile. He's also worlds away. He could be anywhere in space." And that Face wasn't ready. And then we learned that the Avengers initiative was shut down. It's canceled. Maybe that happened in like a short or something. I don't know. Like a one-off.
I think it's one of the shorts, one of the one-shots. Love getting to see Gideon Malik every time he pops up in those little fucking on the screens with the World Security Council or whatever. If you want to know more about Gideon Malik, watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because he's in like a lot of that.
Really?
That dude's Hydra.
Oh, shit.
That dude's like the head of Hydra.
No wonder that motherfucker decided to do what he did at the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah. That dude is like the head of Hydra at one point. That dude is bad business.
So, cut to the gym where Steve is hitting the weight bags, having flashbacks, and he punches the weight bag off the chain. Find out there's a lot more on the ground there. He's clearly been doing this for a minute. He says he was asleep for 70 years. He's had his fill. And Fury told him the world's getting a little stranger, and they make a bet on whether or not Steve will be surprised.
Dude, Fury is so dripped out in this scene. I mean, he's always dripped out, but he's like extra dripped out in this scene.
Tony's running power lines for Stark Tower so it can be self-sustaining.
That's a really good transition, by the way, because Fury's like, "What can you tell us about the Tesseract that we should know at this point?" And Steve is like, "You should have left it in the ocean." And then it cuts to Iron Man underwater.
It's real good.
Oh, so good.
We get a great D suit as he walks into Stark Tower.
This is my favorite D suit in the entire franchise.
And we can see that Tony and Pepper's relationship has grown quite a bit. He's putting things off for his date. It's a big step for him. But I'm gonna preface this by saying that I'm not like a feet guy. Okay. This is just a movie fact that I learned, okay? So don't fucking judge me for it. But Pepper Potts is not wearing shoes this entire movie.
Bro, fun movie fact? Holy shit. I mean, I noticed she was barefoot in this scene just because she, like, walks away in her fucking booty-ass shorts, but...
Yeah. She's barefoot at the end when she comes back as well.
You think she's going shoeless on the plane, my guy? When Tony's calling
I think she is.
Yeah, dude, she's definitely...
They don't show you her feet.
Yeah,
but we know that she didn't film for long.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I want to be a part of this.
Preface this with, we're not saying Joss Whedon had to thank for Gwyneth Paltrow's feet, but every scene where she's shown full body, no shoes. Let's put this on him and not on us. That way you can deflect any and all blame to Joss fucking Whedon.
I don't know if I like anything about any of this.
Then let's move the fuck on. Phil, I thought his name was Agent. Love that line. So fucking funny.
At least she's not wearing fake feet, you know? Real feet this time.
I don't know how Tony knew about the life model decoys, but he did, which is pretty crazy.
Pretty nuts.
Those are real. S.H.I.E.L.D. did that.
Toady. God.
You see them in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Man,
Agents of
S.H.I.E.L.D. really just looked at everything in this movie and went, crit that, steal that, take that, yes.
And then they like did a very good job with it. So this is the part of the podcast starting from this episode until like, end of phase, or maybe like beginning of phase 3, where whenever something happens in the movie, I'm going to be like, guys, that was because on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I know all that stupid shit.
Thank you, Shawn, our agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
And I've been heavily considering every time Coulson is on screen, I'm like, maybe I'll rewatch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. once we finish Avengers. And honestly, I might.
Okay. Better take good notes. That's gotta last.
You gotta watch Titans first.
Shut the fuck up.
So Tony clearly a little bitter that he didn't qualify in the first place. But he opens the file anyways. You see some footage from the Hulk, from the Culver University. You see some of the war films from Cap. You see some footage of the Destroyer that I presume the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents filmed when he showed up. And then we cut to Coulson. He's in a jet.
Well, it's important, they mention the cellist during this scene. Phil Coulson's TFW no GF.
Mm-hmm. From Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Her name Audrey Nathan. And Phil met her when she was being stalked by Marcus Daniels, who was like stalking her and had abilities that he got through the Dark Force. And Coulson defeated.
So in a
Marcus
jet,
Daniels.
Coulson is helping Cap get caught up to speed to talk about Bruce Banner and the replication of Erskine's super soldier formula. But Steve doesn't get the Stephen Hawking reference because that's a bit after his time. Coulson's floundering a bit, And then we see Cap becoming a little more woke. Aren't the stars and stripes a little old-fashioned? Come on, Cap. It's America, dude.
I don't know if that's how I perceive that. But I definitely actually really like that line because I think it's just like what he's really talking about is himself. He's like, do I belong in this time period? Like, what's my worth in this world where I don't understand anything? I don't think he's really talking about this.
I mean, I can understand that reading, and I think that's valid. I also just think that he is remembering his time as a trained fucking monkey, just being paraded around, punching Hitler on stage every day for however many fucking weeks they had him doing that shit. And he's just like, stars and stripes. I don't know, man. I mean, can we do something different? Can we like move away from that shit? Isn't the A enough? Come on now.
I think the line that sells me on the other reading is Coulson going, I think the world is going to need a little old-fashioned right now. And I think, like, what he's saying is the world's going to need you. Like, even though you don't see yourself as, like, something that matters in today's age, you're going to be important.
I absolutely get that, and I think that is especially a very good line. Speaking of Coulson and his, like, love, bordering on idolization of Captain America, being somebody who was around when this movie came out, and was inundated with all of the, like, tie-in merch and shit, I'm stunned they never printed those cards.
I can't believe
it. It's the easiest shit in the world.
2 sets.
Like you have the packs and you have like the rarities. You get people in on that shit, and then you have people literally trading these cards online for money.
They could have done 2 sets, one with the blood on them.
Like the hyper rare version of the card with Coulson's blood.
Yeah. Reverse hollow blood.
Yo, you are saluting Captain America with Coulson's blood.
Exactly.
In a secret lab filled with mind-controlled scientists and Barton and Zoe
and other dudes.
Else.
How many of them are mind controlled? Because they do imply like S.H.I.E.L.D. has no shortage of enemies. I think some of them are just like, you guys want to get down with S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah,
Loki
let's go. Went around going, hey, fuck those S.H.I.E.L.D. guys, am I right? And
I wouldn't put past
of
Loki,
dudes follow him home. It was funny as hell.
I feel like he just to make sure,
Yeah, you're probably right.
Loki has some correspondence with the other. They have a little kissing contest there.
So, okay, that was my question. Is that them talking then, or is he using the Mind Stone to like?
I feel like
relive a memory.
He's using it to communicate in the present. I think that's very clear.
Okay, so the Mind Stone can just communicate with people.
I don't know if it's exactly using the Mind Stone, but I mean,
But the Mind Stone is glowing during this scene.
Shawn, what I'm reading from this, at least my interpretation, is like he is using the Mind Stone to have like a telepathic link with him where they can speak, and just for the audience's sake they visualize that as like, oh yeah, they're back on the fucking space rock.
Honestly,
okay, yeah, I mean, I'll take it.
Who actually uses who uses the Mind Stone as the Mind Stone,
Nobody except Vision.
Yeah.
Does Vision?
He doesn't even,
he shoots a laser.
He doesn't even really.
Well, it's his mind is that stone. So when you really think about it.
He kind of shoots the laser,
Okay, but that's his intelligence laser. That is using his mind. He works out at the library, Tyler.
Well, it wasn't smart enough to just phase through Thanos, So.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's his own fault, though.
Maybe he should have saved some of that laser. So here we finally make it to the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier. All it's in the ocean.
I miss
maybe the only
helicarrier
time
so much.
we ever see it in the water, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring it back. Bring back the helicarrier, please.
So good.
It's so iconic, and I miss it.
They're still cleaning it up after Winter Soldier, dude.
I hope they're not. It's been like 10 years. It's been like a decade.
Really big. Really
that's a
big.
lot. That's
it's
lot
really
of
big. You're right. And there were 3 of them. And there were 3 of them. Yeah.
A little interesting thing that I think is funny, and I'm not 100% sure of, but this is the way I read it. Like we discussed Fury and Steve having that little bet of hey, I don't think there's anything that could phase me at this point. $10 says you're wrong.
Yeah.
The way I read it was because Steve and Banner are both looking on as the helicarrier like takes flight. I read that as like the helicarrier is the straw that broke the camel's back, where he's like, shit, take these $10.
Oh yeah,
like,
me too.
He read on these aliens, and he read up on Iron Man, and he was like, nah, this shit's basic as fuck. And then he sees this boat transform into a fucking flying machine that can then go invisible, and he's like, aw, shit, dog, all right, take my money.
I almost think that is more surprising because that's intentional. Yeah. Right? With like the Hulk is like, that's a freak accident of nature. Loki and Thor are gods, Like, this is like, no, we intended to build this thing that's going to fly in the air like this, and we did it successfully. That's like, all right, good fucking job.
Like,
you know what?
Holy shit, man.
I didn't expect you.
U.S. government, good shit, $10.
Yeah. Don't make 3 more with lots of guns. And they're like,
challenge. Okay, so step 1 of the challenge was failed, but step 2, we're going to kill everybody.
he's like closing out of like documents that have the blueprints. He's like, I don't know what
the guy is playing
about.
Galaga in the back specifically to hide the important documents about the 3 helicarriers to kill everybody.
Anytime Cap is on the bridge,
Project Insight.
Anytime Cap is on the bridge, you pull up Galaga. Do you hear me?
Listen,
he cannot see that shit.
Do this. You literally cannot. The only way you fuck this up is if you stop playing Galaga. Play like your life. Get the world #1 high score. We don't care. Just fucking play that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So Coulson fanboy comes out again. He's introducing Steve to Nat, and he's like, "Yo, it's fucking Captain America, dude. Like, salute or something. And Steve's dressed like a grandpa, like he always does. And we get the first mention of the Captain America trading cards, and then Nat and Steve meet up with Banner. And I like that Cap just shakes his hand, no hesitation. You know, I hear you can. The word is you can find the Tesseract. Like, is that the only word on me? Only word I care about.
God, Steve Rogers is so good. I love him.
And then we talked about how, the helicarrier takes flight, and Bruce is like, "Oh fuck, this isn't good." Inside we get a look at the new Shield logo, and then Cap gives Fury $10 for the bet, and Bruce starts getting to work on finding the Tesseract. He's saying some smart words. In the Mech of the Evil base, Selvig is working on a machine with Loki and Clint, and Tesseract showed Selvig something, probably just how to make this portal thing, and about space and whatnot. And it
drives him a little crazy too, right?
He goes a little psycho. It's fine.
But it shows Clint his next target. He needs a distraction and an eyeball.
How does the Tesseract show him that?
We're gonna ignore this for future movies. They didn't know what the fuck the Tesseract was yet, Shawn.
No. It was
are a thing.
I guess.
But I feel like
they
did
technically
because
it was the Mind
Thanos
Stone.
wants it.
Technically, it's the Mind Stone.
Yeah. So what? I think it's the Mind Stone that shows it, and they think it's the Tesseract.
Well, because it's
that's gonna be my
for
reading.
a thing for the Tesseract that they see. So
yeah.
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
Because I can't imagine that they didn't know the Tesseract was the Space Stone at this point, because it does absolutely function as the Space Stone, and Thanos did absolutely send Loki to go get it. So like
Loki might not know that it's the Space Stone though.
Oh, Loki. Yeah, no, I just mean the characters might not know, but I think like the Tesseract in this movie, from like a writing standpoint, is definitely supposed to be functioning as the Space Stone at this point.
Probably, yeah.
Whether the characters recognize that or not, obviously they would have no reason to.
So in the helicarrier, Steve is reading up on Loki and stuff, and I was looking in the background. I was like, "Is that fucking Jasper Sitwell just in the background?"
Yeah, he's just.
and then obviously it was, because he's the one tracking down Loki in Germany.
Fucking Shitwell, dude.
And then they go to Germany.
Also on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. So Loki's looking mighty dapper in his suit. I like the staff as a cane. I think it's a nice look. And he starts fucking shit up while Clint breaks into this vault to steal some iridium.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. This is another part where I was watching, I was a little like, huh? Because like they do they match him, right? They're like, okay, there he is. He's in Germany. And I guess we don't know where the helicarrier is, but it's also daytime wherever the helicarrier is, and it's nighttime wherever Loki is. So like it's far enough away that there's a pretty big time difference.
Yeah.
Or at least a couple hours. And then they fly there and they make it there before Loki takes the eye and fucks off.
Hey man.
Yeah, does the Quinjet go that fast?
When did Loki say? I mean, when did Clint say that he found his target? You know, they're in a cave. We don't know what time of day it was.
Yeah, they're like underground.
But we know that.
Fucking lair.
But we know that they match him at the party that is taking place at night. They see a shot of him at night at the party, and then they go, "Okay, we have to go get him." And they're in daytime.
Maybe Loki was having some fun, you know,
on the helicarrier. You know what? Maybe I was like, huh?
But I do like when
I've never noticed that before. Now
he drops to the skies and there's that golden shimmer on him. That's pretty cool.
It looks cool.
He tells the crowd to kneel, and they all comply except for this one old timer, right? Yeah.
How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old
just
man?
Looks at him and goes, "You're just like Hitler. Fuck you, man." And then this guy, and then Loki is like, "I'm deeply offended. Now I'm going to kill you, old man."
I mean, and I really like the line, "There are always men like you."
It's a very good line, but I just think it's funny that Loki here is being compared to actual Hitler.
Yeah. Right as Loki's about to ice this fool, Cap shows up. And he's like, "The soldier, the man out of time." I'm not the one who's out of time.
But also, from where does he come from?
I don't know. He just kind of jumps.
he just kind of
spawns in, dude.
But then the but it's not like the Quinjet is hovering overhead, because then it flies in.
Here's the thing. I think it doesn't fucking matter because this is a really cool scene. I think that's where I
True.
stand on
You're
it.
right. You're right, but anytime I see this scene, I'm like, where the fuck did he come from? You know?
He came from the sky.
And I don't think about it too much because, like,
even implying Hitler
this kind of
actually
stuff happens.
spawns him there. So
He hears the word Hitler and his fucking super serum goes off. He's just like, I cannot stand that fucker. I'm coming. I'm gonna deck him right in the face. I was trained for this. I'm ready.
Yeah, it's like Ant-Man being in two places at once during the Endgame final fight. It's okay. You lose. I don't come to Marvel for excellent fight. What's the fuck I'm looking? Continuity.
So Cap and Loki are throwing hands. Black Widow's there in the jet, kind of watching, and someone shows up. It's fucking McCunhinge's MCU MVP. It's Tony Stark.
Yo!
Shoot to thrill.
Shoot to thrill
My
over
man
the PA.
hacks this Quinjet, blasts AC/DC, and then fucking points a weapon without using a single one. What a Chad.
Hell yeah. Make your move, Reindeer Games. And Loki gives up. A little too easy. Because Steve's really worried about how easy it was as they're transporting Loki back to the helicarrier. Tony is cracking like a joke a second, dude. He is going ham.
Yeah.
Like Rocket Ages, Capsicle.
This man didn't sleep because he was learning thermonuclear astrophysics, okay? I cut him a little slack. When I go like 20 hours without sleep, I go a little insane.
Him and Loki were at the same gas station.
I love Steve progressively losing his cool with Tony over the course of this movie because you're right, everything that comes out of his mouth is a joke, and eventually later on, Steve is like, fucking stop making jokes for 1 second.
I like to think that it's because of like the dichotomy of how he knew Howard, even though Howard's like biggest interaction with Steve back in the day was implying that they were not even implying that they were gonna fuck, because he was just like, hey, I'm gonna take her out for fondue later. And then Cap was like, does that mean fucking? Is that what fucking
Cap's
is?
like, are you two fucking?
Cap's a good Catholic boy. He doesn't know the difference. But he cannot stand Tony being this fucking like jokester. And to be fair, it's a lot. This movie really does not know when to stop with the quipping.
So a little lightning comes up, and Steve's like, "Are you scared of lightning?"
Scared of a little lightning?
I'm not overly fond of what follows.
And then on the jet,
what a great exchange!
On the jet lands Thor Odin's son, not worlds away. He's here.
Somehow. Oh, Odin sent him, right? They say that later.
So, I have questions about that too.
They imply that there was dark magic involved and don't explain anything further.
And so Tony opens the jet hangar door, and then Thor just kind of walks in and takes Loki.
Everyone's like, but wait, hold.
He hits Tony as well. Tony gets absolutely bodied. And Cap,
we need a plan of attack. I've got a plan.
Attack.
Oh.
And
then, and a little bit of the Catholic boy in Steve comes out, and I cringe a little bit when he's like, there's only one God, ma'am, and I don't think he dresses like that.
Yeah.
And then he jumps out of the plane, and I was like, that's
fair,
a little
it's
reductive,
a little goofy,
Steve.
And this movie has a thing about making Steve out to be like this innocent, good little Christian boy.
Yeah.
He's going to flip out at Thor Love and Thunder.
I am glad that Winter Soldier backed the fuck off from that.
There's a lot of God, Steve.
I want this version of Steve, like from this year, to go visit fucking whatever that city's called.
I mean, we have time travel.
We do. It can be done. Loki season 2. Dear God, please.
When are we getting Marvel shorts where they manage to get actors back to just do like some nonsensical things, like not even What If style, just like some goofy
live
little
action,
5-minute shorts with certain things like 2012 Steve, and in fucking.
So that one's the Egyptian god.
Do like I Am Groot, but like Man at a Time.
He just goes to Conjuring.
Maybe I'd actually watch it.
I am Steve Rogers. Dude, just name it I Am Steve Rogers. Because he does that joke in Infinity War. I am Groot. I am Steve Rogers. Like, just name it that.
Not even. What about America's asking the questions, but ASS?
Oh,
and it's
that's
just like
good.
He does not understand shit about what's going on in his future. He does not know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So Thor's like, yo, where's the Tesseract at? You know where it is. Where is it? And Loki's like, "Oh, I'm happy to see you too, Thor." And Thor has one of my favorite lines. "Do I look to be in a gaming mood?"
I don't know, man. You look like you play Fortnite. You look like you might hop on.
You
Valorant.
are in Fortnite,
my dude. You might be.
You will play Fortnite, Thor.
Yeah, canonically.
That's right. He does room with a Fortnite player. Fuck.
And then he plays it too in Endgame.
He's like yelling. It's like yelling at that kid.
Man.
And Loki asks how much dark energy Odin used to conjure. How much dark energy did Odin have to conjure to send Thor to Earth? Which I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? What do you mean dark energy?
Oh, I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
I don't think we're gonna find out.
We're not. I'm just not looking forward to Thor 2, so that's on the brain right now.
Oh God! Don't even remind me that
it's in the future.
Please.
It's happening. We're gonna have to watch it, Shawn.
I want to be surprised when I have to turn it on.
You're gonna be Christopher Eccleston jump scared.
Loki doesn't accept Odin as his father. You know that bitch lied to me or whatever. But Thor was making a lot of good points about being raised together.
We played together,
and then
fought together.
You think yourself above them? Like, yeah, why wouldn't I? But then you missed the truth of ruling, brother. And right as this happens, two ravens come in, obviously a nod to Odin.
He's watching.
And as Thor talks, he gets tackled by Iron Man, who
I'm listening.
Who brings him down to the woods. Another great line. I have a lot of quotes in this movie.
Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
Yeah, so good.
I love
Thor.
it.
So
my favorite line is a little bit later in the scene.
They start fighting, and while Loki's like, kind of giggling on the ridge.
He's just eating popcorn on that cliff. He's got like front row seats, enjoying.
He's just a Michael Jackson.
He turns to the audience. He's like, "This is pretty
like,
good,
shit,
huh?"
They're really beating each other up, huh? Wow, nice.
So Thor shoots Tony with a bunch of electricity, which Tony absorbs, thanks to Whiplash. Shout out to Whiplash.
Hell yeah.
And he blasts him. And then Cap eventually catches up and tries to break up the fight like a stern dad.
Put the hammer down. I wouldn't say that. He's really fond of that hammer. You want me to put the hammer down?
The fact that he has to swing at Tony before he goes in for Cap, too.
Yeah.
This man's not holding back.
Whenever I am playing any video game where my weapon is a hammer, every 5 minutes I'll go, "You want me to put the hammer down?"
So he hits the shield with the hammer, and it makes this big sonic boom. It's gonna come back later, not in this movie.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
And they go pick up Loki. I'm surprised he didn't leave.
Well, I mean, that would be counter to his plan.
We realize later why he doesn't leave.
I would have still left. I would have been like, you know what? Fuck the plan.
If I were him, I would have just been like strolling down that cliff, starting my stuff, whistling a little tune. They all fly up, and it's like, well, sorry, no, I thought you guys were gone. I needed to take a piss break. I don't know what you were doing.
Back at S.H.I.E.L.D., they're escorting Loki to his holding cell. But before he gets there, he kind of shoots a smile at Bruce because he knows what's going to happen.
He's seen the movie.
Fury threatens Loki, but L-Dog, he knows that this chamber was clearly built for Hulk. And Bruce and the others are watching over camera. And Fury says, how desperate am I? You threaten my world with war. You steal a force you can't hope to control. You talk about peace, and you kill because it's fun. You have made me very desperate. You might not be glad that you did. And then, Thor's like, he's leading the Chitauri to Earth to take over and get the Tesseract. And they're like, maybe.
How do you know all this, Thor?
That's a good question.
He did not tell you this.
Actually, you know how he probably knew? Heimdall.
Heimdall saw and explained. No, that makes sense. Yeah.
If they had just dropped that.
All right, so there's this man named Heimdall.
All right, so I have a good friend named Heimdall. He runs the Bifrost, but the Bifrost was broken last time I fought with Loki. He broke it. It was a very fucked up move.
Do you guys know Idris Elba? He looks kind of like him.
You know the man who plays Knuckles the Echidna in Sonic 2.
That hasn't happened yet.
Don't worry about it.
Heimdall's seen the future.
Heimdall's seen Sonic 3. He knows how cool it's going to be.
He knows how it ends. He knows the end game of the Sonic
Yeah.
universe.
So they figure out that Loki probably needs Selvig to build another portal, in which Thor's like, Selvig, yeah, whatever, he's my friend. And
we got drunk that one time.
And Bruce calls Loki crazy, and Thor's like, yo, hey, hold on, man.
Still my brother.
Loki's beyond reason, but he is of Asgard, and he's my brother. He killed 8 people in 2 days. He's adopted. Fucking Thor, dude. Tony walks in and explains why Loki would need the iridium, which is to stabilize the portal. And here's what we get: Tony calling Thor Point Break. And then
did anybody else do the reading?
Tony mumbles a lot. He mumbles some ship language. He's like, open the port gate, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really,
I think he's chewing on some food.
He's doing a little bit of distraction.
Yeah, he's making some distracting jokes so that he can plant a bug. And here's where we get the Galaga joke, which I was like, did they cut out the scene where they actually show the guy playing Galaga?
No, that's not till later.
It's just at the end of the scene.
Yeah, they just wait to pay off that joke a little bit.
Which is good.
But Tony and Bruce start speaking in a language beyond my comprehension. And that's what
which
become
is
the science bros.
Somebody else says that too, right? Doesn't somebody go, was that in English?
I think that's
Steve. Yeah, Steve. Steve says something like that later.
Yeah, because then later Steve also just goes, English, please, Tony. I swear to God, I don't know. I don't know.
And this is also where we get the understood that reference meme. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you for your service to
Thank you for your service to mankind, King.
So Bruce and Stark are working on figuring out the staff, and Tony invites him to Stark Tower, and Bruce is like, New York? I kind of fucked up Harlem.
I do love the way he delivers that line
Harlem.
specifically. It's just, last time I went to New York, I kind of broke Harlem. Like, all of it.
Like...
Tony offers him a stress-free environment, but then gives him a little friendly shock, like a little
prod,
like a little jokey joke,
just a little stab in the side.
And then Steve's like, "Are you insane?"
Like Banner doesn't really. He's like, but Steve comes out of fucking nowhere, dude. He fucking
no, but like
spawns in like, what the fuck are you doing?
But no, he's right too.
Yeah,
this is like a fucking terrible idea.
Cat tells Tony,
like, obviously we know that, but like they don't have any reason to know. I love these lab scenes. I think these lab scenes are my favorite scenes in the movie.
Yeah. So this segment where they're just hanging out in the lab doing their thing with their little bout of banter. The internet has dubbed them science bros since this movie in 2012. And I feel so robbed of the fact that we really only get like a movie and a half of them vibing together like this.
Yeah.
Because I think their specific dynamic is one of the least explored and most interesting for me personally. Just because they don't really have anybody else on their level apart from each other intellectually. And I think them just fucking around in the lab would have made for a really good like little side thing at some point.
The next time they hang out, it's they create a fucking monster.
No, the next time they hang out, Bruce falls asleep while Tony is trauma dumping.
True.
Yeah.
But Cap tells Tony to stop fucking around, and they talk about what Fury might be hiding from them. And Bruce mentions that Loki might be after Stark Tower, and the arc reactor that runs it. And Steve's like, "Hey, man, quit snooping around, all right? That's fucked up." And everyone in the room is like, come on, this is a little sus. Don't you think Fury's a little sus? And Steve is initially like, no, but then when he leaves, he's like, maybe you're right.
He's like, oh shit, now I gotta look into it.
No, I gotta snoop.
Steve's arc is continuing.
Hell yeah.
Tony gives Bruce a couple of white words about like the arc reactor that's in him being like a terrible privilege, and then he needs to find out why he didn't die from the radiation. I'm sure they'll explain that later at some point. Like why did the Hulk save my life? Probably not though.
No.
Probably not anytime during like a big like saga closer or anything. I doubt it.
No. So Steve is snooping. He goes down to storage, and that's about all we get of that for now. But Coulson states that they moved Jane to Tromso after Loki got his hands on Selvig to keep her safe. Shout out to Jane, who is now safe.
I'm sure we'll see her again soon, right?
Shawn, didn't you just say you wanted to be surprised when you turned on that movie?
Oh shit, I forgot she was in that movie. I'm gonna be honest with you.
She's the crux of that movie.
I was like, we're not gonna see her again until Love and Thunder. This is gonna be a good
Shawn,
joke. I totally forgot about
that movie.
Shawn, she also shows up in Endgame.
You know what it is? Oh fuck you. Okay, I think that's fair to forget. But what it really is for a second I forgot Dark World existed.
We just talked about it 10 minutes
I know.
ago.
That's how often or how quickly I eject that movie from my brain.
I wish I had your power. It's stuck in there. It's glued in. It won't come out. I've tried.
I was like, I'm sure we'll see her soon. And then you were like, yeah, in 2 movies. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's a fucking that movie exists. I forgot about that.
Have a plot involving Jane Foster.
Yeah.
I'm sure Jane Foster will be a good character in a Marvel movie sometime soon. There you go. Boom. That was the joke.
So Thor is like, man, Loki really hates me. Maybe it's my fault. He fucking hates Earth. But Fury interrupts him to ask Thor if he can make Loki talk. Thor obviously can't because Loki fucking hates him. And then Nat sneaks up on Loki. And she wants to know what Loki did to Clint. And what happened to him, and what's going to happen to him when this is over. And she talks about the debt he's owed, and how he was sent to kill her back in the day, but spared her life. And they talk about her ledger, which is red. You know, can you wipe out that much red? Dreykov's daughter. Some other things that they don't touch upon in later films.
Does he mention, wait, did I miss that? Does he mention
Yes,
Dreykov's
very
daughter?
That's the first thing he says.
Oh, damn.
And shout out to bringing that back in Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow's a good movie, actually. People really liked it when it came out, and then now are weird about it for some reason.
The world's just a little stranger, Shawn. While Loki gives his speech like he always does, Fury detects Stark's program in the system, and Steve finds some gear with the Hydra logo on it. There's a little double meaning there, But Nat gives a pretty fake cry, and Loki eats it like a sucker, and reveals his motive to unleash the Hulk.
Yeah, he is a sucker.
Like, you brought the monster.
What it is he was like, this is a really good moment. This is a lot of dramatic tension. He was like playing it up. He's like, you know, the showman in him was like, yes, I've got her crying. This is my moment to reveal. Oh, fuck, I got played.
He just goes like, oh, yes, I fucking ruined her life. Time to do the killing blow. And she's just like parried, blocked, ratioed. Goodbye.
Thanks for your cooperation.
God, I love Nat.
Nat's really
so
good.
But all the heroes in Fury meet in the lab to discuss what exactly Fury doing with the cube. And things get a little heated.
Things get a little upside down.
There's a little tension in the room. Just a smidge.
But I did
the camera
like
literally goes upside down. It's like a great
I
shot.
do like the line of you forced our hand. We had to come up with something, and Tony is immediately like a nuclear deterrent because that always calms everything right down.
Yeah.
I used to make weapons. Clearly, the staff is having an effect on everyone in this room. Eventually, fucking Banner picks it up. But
I want to see what Banner would have done with it.
We see a jet tracking the staff, and it pulls up to the helicarrier, the helicarrier.
Yeah.
But Clint's there. And you know the personnel
Shawn dying live on the podcast.
Personnel's like, you know, your jet's in our records, but we don't really have you scheduled for today, and they don't care. So everyone's trying to get Bruce to calm down, and Steve is like, "Yo, bro, suit up. Yo, suit up, bro. You know, take."
I do love that line because yeah.
But you know, big man in a suit of armor. Take that off. What are you? You know, genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. You've heard the line before.
Everything special about you came from a bottle.
I like the Nat, when Tony says that, Nat's like, yeah, he's right. The only thing you really fight for is yourself. You're not the guy to make the sacrifice play, to lay down on the wire and let the other guy crawl over you.
I think I would just cut the wire.
Good.
I remember people
always a way out.
I remember people analyzing that scene on the internet for so long back in like 2013.
I'm just like
I'm
just like Steve, but what about when you were told to climb the flagpole and you just pulled the thing out?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same thing.
You kind of just like metaphorically cut the wire on that flag. My guy.
He just untied the wire.
My brother in Christ, there is a way out if you think about things long enough sometimes.
If you said my brother in Christ to Steve, he would be like, yes. Yes.
He would just go, yeah, hello? Me, brother in Christ here, what's
me?
up?
That's me?
What's going on?
What's up?
But as they get closer and closer to actually throwing hands, Clint shoots what might be the first trick arrow of the MCU. I don't remember if he does one before this. Definitely not in Hulk.
I think it's the first one.
I mean, he doesn't do shit in. He does do one in Germany. Yeah.
No, but that one's not a trick arrow. Those are just two normal arrows.
It's just a device. And the eye thing is just
that's
like
not
it's
an arrow.
not an
that's
arrow.
Just
it's just a
like
thing.
Machine specifically.
So
for
first
the
trick arrow right here. You heard it here, folks. Fuck, man. What's up with me?
Are you okay?
No. And then Bruce talks about how he tried to unalive himself in the cut alternate opening of the Hulk movie.
Canon.
Actually, they put that scene in the game of that movie, actually. It's really weird.
Holy shit.
But right as they locate the Tesseract, boom. Everything goes to shit. It's time to suit up. Because
I love that. I love it because they're like, put on the suit. Let's go around. Put on the suit.
I'm not afraid to punch an old man.
Boom.
Let's go. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah. And then it explodes, and the first words out of Steve's mouth are, put on the suit. And Tony's like, yep.
So Engine 3's down, and they need to start to fix it. Coulson has to go to lock down the detention area, and Nat has to deal with Bruce, because they fell together.
And the Hulk looks great in this
scene. He transforms, not in complete shadow. Clint busts in with the boys and sets the plan in motion. And Bruce is fucking. He
drops
out.
into Tomato Town with the rest of Loki and the boys.
Wait, he shows up with the butcher. Holy shit!
Oh my god!
So
this would be a very different movie.
Would. That's the funny thing.
Be a lot more dead people.
Yeah, including Captain America, probably.
Yeah, probably. Fucking.
I like that when Bruce is hulking out. Those two workers come in, and Nat's like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here!" Like,
get the fuck go.
A very consistent little thing.
She's like, son's getting real low.
Not yet. She probably developed that specifically to avoid this exact situation.
Yeah, the trauma of this situation. Fucking
funny you use the
her.
word trauma because even from the moment like at the beginning where Phil calls and is just like, nah, you're dealing with the big guy, you see that she is scared shitless. There's only one thing that makes Natasha Romanoff piss her pants, and it is fucking the Hulk.
And you can see it later on in the movie when she's talking to Clint, and she does not look okay. And it's like, because this was a fucking horrifying experience.
Yeah, everything about this gave somebody at least a little bit of PTSD. Every single one of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Not one of them came out of this fine.
Except,
we love giving superheroes trauma.
Yeah, man, they need it. They really do.
that's their.
If they don't have it, they won't save us.
They need the nerf, or they're too powerful.
Now I want to see a story about somebody who is intentionally traumatizing superpowered individuals so that they will become superheroes and save the world. And it's like necessary evil.
It's like,
we got to do it.
Have you ever read a comic where they don't have a backstory?
That's like the plot of the Assassin's Creed Origins DLC.
That was really specific.
Because I don't want to side tangent for too long, but because in that, Bayek had just formed the order, and so there's some other people have joined, but later on, this one guy's like, "Yo, I'm intentionally provoking these people so they destroy this town so that these orphan kids can become assassins." And by the end of that, Bayek's like, "Yo, we can't do that shit. Okay, that's fucked up.
That's fucking
it's
wild.
like, hey, maybe this was a bad call and we shouldn't do it. You know, just a thought. Maybe making all those kids into orphans isn't the best way to go about recruiting more people. Just saying.
So Stark and Cap are I always fluctuate between calling them different names. Are going to fix this engine, and Stark is probably regretting his decision to take this elderly man with him. Well, Nat runs from the Hulk, but Thor shows up and fights him. They're going kind of blow for blow here. But this fight is not good for the safety of the ship. Because
God, no.
In this place. A jet comes in to distract the Hulk, which is cool, because he's told not to get too close. But the Hulk can jump pretty far. And that's got to be pretty scary for him.
Big guy's angry.
And he gets grabbed out of his fucking escape. Luckily, the Hulk just throws him, you know.
Yeah, he's fine. Like his shit goes off, and he's just falling casually.
So Cap's waiting for Tony to fix it. He's waiting for the signal. Some guys come in. He takes them out. Clint uses a hacking arrow to take out other engines. I don't know exactly how that works, but whatever.
I love that they made him a little hacking arrow. That's so cute that he needs that. It's really funny.
I love that they just give Captain America a gun for like a large portion of this sequence.
Well,
I think is this like the last time that he uses a gun?
It can't be.
I don't think he uses.
I feel like he really doesn't use it. I feel like I think that him with that like assault rifle might be like the last time he uses a gun in the MCU. I can't really think of any other scenario.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, this is important. We got to keep an eye out.
So Nat goes to meet Clint, and they have a little fight, and she knocks his ass out. And then Loki tricks Thor and traps him in the cell. But right before he tests it to see if they're immortal or not, guess who comes in? It's Coulson. Oh, look what it is. It's Coulson. And Coulson has a gun based on the Destroyer, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then he gets stabbed almost immediately after he walks in, though. It's like, I'm not even sure what this thing does. Blech, dead. Well, stabbed.
Yeah.
Before he dies, he tells Loki that, Loki's going to lose. He lacks conviction. And then he blasts him with that gun. He's like, oh, that's what it does.
That gun comes back?
Does it? Oh, Agents of
back
Shield.
Agents of Shield. Yeah, of course. Of course.
I believe Coulson uses it in Agents of Shield. And actually, what happens is it's at the end of the first season. They're fighting the bad guy, and Fury shows up and gives it to Coulson, and Coulson uses it to kill the bad guy.
Spoilers. No, I can't watch it.
Yeah, you weren't going to.
So Tony gets the engine running, and he just needs Cap to hit that lever. But Cap is one dangling from like a rope or something. It's not really a rope. You know what I mean? Like a wire, like a thick wire. But he's also in the longest firefight with one guy. It's just been the same guy.
Look, he's rusty.
And this one dude is like really suited up. This dude's like, he's got the armor on, he's got the helmet, he's got his gun, he was trained for this, he's been prepared, he's ready to take down Captain America. Meanwhile, Captain America's trying to climb back on solid fucking ground for 2 minutes.
He looks like that guy definitely looks like he was going paintballing, and his buddies were like, actually, we're gonna go invade a secret base of like an intelligence organization. He was like, what?
So Coulson has some final words, but he doesn't get to finish the sentence.
Don't worry, he'll be back, baby. But you got to be level 7.
He just found out that he's the motivation for the team, and so he went ahead and stopped his sentence right there.
Level 7, the level above the Avengers.
And Fury gives them, a little defeated speech, but also sort of a motivating speech. He's like, there was an idea called the Avengers Initiative. The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable people and see if they could become something more. See if they could work together when we needed them to fight the battles that we never could. And
dude, when that speech plays in any of the like Infinity War Endgame trailers, instant pog moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he shows them the bloody trading cards. that were in Coulson's pocket.
But Tyler, they weren't in his pocket.
They were in his locker.
Yeah. Fury had to like rush over to the locker and kind of smear him in some blood before they.
Oh my god!
Cleaned it up.
Hey Shawn. Hey Shawn, I'm gonna ask you something very important. Okay, is there ever a moment in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where Coulson finds out what Fury did to his trading cards and gets really fucking pissed?
I don't think so.
That show. That's you had one job. And that was for Coulson to find out that he fucked up his Captain America trading card collection.
I wonder I wonder if they come back up in I don't think they ever come back up in S.H.I.E.L.D. They must though, but I don't think
such bullshit if they don't.
But before the speech, I forgot to mention that Thor did, in fact, get shot out of the helicarrier in that cell, and Bruce also fell to the earth as the Hulk. I forget why. I think he just fell.
Well, because Hulk was like tearing down that ship that tried to gun him down earlier. He pulled the pilot out. He destroyed the cockpit, and there was one point where it seemed like he hit the engine. The engine blew up. The ship, the jet was falling, and then he was blasted back by the explosion. So he just got knocked away and started falling.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So Thor's in the field. He fell. He broke out of the containment chamber before it actually hit the ground, and he landed in the field. Now he's going to get his hammer, which I don't know why you just call it, but can't really muster calling it because just watch Coulson die.
Mm-hmm.
And Bruce lands in some warehouse kind of thing.
A great scene.
Yeah.
And asks if anyone got hurt, but the security guard's like, "Nah, no one was here. No one here to get hurt."
You just like you had really good aim and you were fucking completely naked. It was really weird.
Yeah.
I got these pants for you, but I didn't think they'd fit until you got back to man size.
He's like, "Son, you got a condition."
Yeah. After he asked him if he's an alien.
Yeah.
Because, fun fact, that actor was in Alien.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's a famous actor. I read, fun fact, somebody on the crew was doing a documentary with him. Somebody on the crew was doing a documentary about him, and that's how they got him in the movie.
That's really neat.
So Nat's working on undoing the brainwashing for Clint. And now Clint gets to hang out with everyone else. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's, I'll take it, but definitely all right, how are we going to get Hawkeye back for the third act? You know what? We'll come back to it later.
She stops him from thinking about how many people he's killed because we don't want him to spiral, at least not yet.
Yeah, he can address his trauma later.
Tony stands around and laments, and Steve comes in and they talk about, Tony's like, we're not soldiers, and how Fury has about as much blood on his hands as Loki does.
It's great. It's a great line, especially with context of of Age of Ultron, because that line feels like it very much leads into him wanting to make these Ultrons to take over because they're not soldiers, so I should make something that can be soldiers. We shouldn't have to deal with this, but we can make somebody to deal with it.
That's fair. I also just love that when Fury is addressing them all about Coulson's death, he is the first one to storm out because he has maybe not the deepest connection to Fury because Natasha was literally his coworker, but he was the one who was closest with him, just on a casual, hey, we're gonna go hang out level, because they had interacted so many times in past movies. So him being one of the most torn up people about the whole situation, I think is just a really nice detail.
It's very good.
And during this talk, they figured out that Loki's goal was showmanship, little braggadocious, little
he's in it for the drama.
Seeking.
Yeah.
And they
trying to put on a good show.
They figure out where he's going, and it's the exact place they thought earlier, Stark Tower.
Yeah, they did bring it up, huh?
Yeah. But we had to be like, we had to confirm it first.
Is that confirming it? Because that just seems like another
literally, this was a guesstimate. It's just like, yo, I think he's going to be at my tower, dude. And it's like, oh, shit.
In fact,
we got to take the entire ship over there.
The first time it's mentioned is more of a sound guess than this.
Yeah, actually.
Okay, well, you know what? Sometimes we don't always make smart decisions.
Sometimes I don't always get what I want.
Sometimes maybe if we had set up a couple of SHIELD agents here just to monitor the situation and make sure nothing had gone wrong, maybe we could have figured this out earlier, considering Stark Tower's very new big landmark.
Yeah, especially considering, like, they took Jane, like, why wouldn't you station people around all of the Avengers, like, personal lives?
Yeah, this would kind of make a lot of sense.
Because
Jane was smart, and that's why.
I don't think Jane made the decision. I think Shield did.
Shield
because she's smart.
Oh, because she's smart. I see what you're saying. They don't care about anybody else because they don't matter.
Well, what if he wants her to help build this machine or whatever?
You're like, who cares what happens to Pepper Potts? But Jane,
I mean, she was already on a flight by that point, so unless Loki was able to get on that plane, there was no way he was gonna get to her either.
Yeah. He didn't want to smell her feet.
Bro! It's okay. He stole her shoes from Stark Tower when he got there first. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
No. That's even worse. That is so much worse.
So it's time to get the team together, or at least, anyone who's still around. So Steve comes in, asks Nat if she can drive the Quinjet. She doesn't say anything, but Clint comes in and is like, I can fly it. And tells him to suit up. Everyone gets their gear in order. And Maria,
his suit's kind of lame.
This is when the Avengers won Cap suit.
No, Clint's suit.
Oh,
I mean, it's very nothing because it's either nothing or the purple comic suit.
Yeah, and they kind of do the purple comic suit later, and I like it.
Yeah, the updated, realistic purple comic suit is good. I just think that
I like his suit in Age of Ultron.
They could have splashed a little bit of color on this, but I get that because he's meant to be like an archer, he doesn't want to really be spotted in something bright. So it's whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is where Maria's like, "Yo, the cards were not in his jacket pocket. What the fuck?"
It's like, bro.
Fury says they needed the push, which it worked, and then they still a Quinjet, and they go to Stark Tower.
Son. Just don't.
At Stark Tower, Selvig the device is already ready, right? Tony shut off the arc reactor, but it's self-sustaining, so really shouldn't have done that one. Tony should have been more or less energy conscious. And then he tries to take out the fucking arc reactor. He tries to take out the machine with his blast, but there's a force field around it, like a video game. And
I like that that's your comparison point. Not just the energy is creating a barrier so strong that it blasts him back. It's like, dude, that's a video game barrier.
It's a video game. Like, there's probably like wires that go to different generators that you have to go take down.
Yeah, you gotta go to the four corners of Manhattan in order to take this shit out.
I mean, this final battle is kind of like a video game.
If they made an Avengers game that was like this, it would have sold fucking 70 bajillion copies and I would own 3 of them. Holy shit, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
it's such a shame that they stopped making like proper MCU video games before Avengers.
That's true. I mean, we got one for everyone. We got one for Hulk. We got one for Thor, for Iron Man.
For Cap.
And Cap, yeah.
And that's everyone.
That's everyone. Until Phase 4, that's everybody.
So, shit, where was I? Tony, lands in D-suits while him and Tony meet in like the main room there. And, Tony's just pretty much on attraction duty until the Mark 7's as ready as it can be. And here's where we get the photograph in the back that's on the bar. It was taken in Iron Man 2 at the Monaco race.
And it's got the fucking, I have an army, we have a whole line.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Loki tried to turn turns Tony against the group. but he can't because the art corrector's there. And unlike Clint, Tony doesn't have a heart.
I'm sorry. God. Are we forgetting the fucking little display that Pepper made and everything, clearly stating that he does have a heart and it's his fucking arc reactor?
Just a callback to what Loki said at the start when he turned Clint, which is you have heart, you know? Tony doesn't.
Yeah, Tony's built different, motherfucker. He's built better. Fuck Clint.
Hey, hang on a second. Don't attack Clint because Tyler's an asshole.
No, I'm using this as an example of Tyler being an asshole, seeming like it's an attack against Clint. Tony Stark is literally built different.
All right. As long as we're not, as we're not hating on Clint,
I'm not shitting on Clint Barton yet.
Right.
We'll get to that point because there is a point where I gotta call him out on his fucking behavior.
So
okay, fair
when
enough.
the change doesn't work, Loki's just like fuck you and throws him out a window. But luckily the Mark 7 armor is ready and attaches to Tony as he's falling.
My favorite suit up scene in the entire MCU.
I don't blame you. It's a good one.
And then the Chitauri portal opens, you know?
Yo, friends.
And, chaos ensues, and we
they
see shots of people running for their lives, and
they could be my friend. You don't know that.
They would kill you. Frame one.
But maybe not. I. What if I bring them cookies?
They would kill you, eat your cookies, say they tasted bad, and then kill more people.
Oh my god, that's awful. Yeah. They're monsters. Kill them all.
Well, it's a good thing the Avengers here to do just that.
Yeah.
So people are running for their lives, and we see a shot of a waitress played by Ashley Johnson.
Yo, Ellie's in this movie.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is. I think you mean Tara from Teen Titans and nothing else.
I forgot she was Tara in Teen Titans. Holy shit.
She has a bunch of, or maybe she has some cutscenes from the movie where she is a waitress that Steve has a little crush on.
I'm sorry, did you say cutscenes from the movie?
Cut scenes from the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said it without the space in between the words, so I was like, we just talked about how there wasn't an Avengers video game.
I don't talk too good, all right?
No, it's fine.
Too good.
There's also a Stan Lee cameo in those scenes, but they just make a different one, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Thor lands on the balcony, and he talks to Loki. He's trying to talk some sense to him, but again, Loki is a little bitch and doesn't want to listen. While Nat, did I say Nap?
No, you said Nat.
Damn, I psyched myself out. Nat, Cap, and Clint finally show up in the jet. I don't know what took them so long. But Loki shoots the jet out of the sky. But Clint handles it pretty well. He kind of lands it not in bad shape. And then here comes like the big Chitauri war beast or whatever. I don't know exactly what it's called. And this is when Loki stabs Thor.
Yeah, he just sort of smiles and goes, "Okay, that's cute. Now what if I?" And then he stabs him like in the gut.
Because Thor's like, "We could do this together, brother. We could stop this." And Loki's like, "Yeah, stab."
Yeah,
a little baby knife.
It is a very, very small
knife.
It's a knife
very clearly made for like secret stabbing, where like they don't see it coming because it's not. It doesn't have to be showy. It just has to be sharp enough to get in there.
So Cap goes to save some civilians, and Clint and Natasha go take out some of the Chitauri. Get the first mention of Budapest here, obviously.
Yeah. We'll learn what happened there eventually.
At some point.
They'll bring it up some more times before we get there.
Yeah.
Cap gives some cops some instructions on helping people, and he's like, "Why the fuck should we listen to you?" And then, like the good guys they are, the Chitauri come down and they're like, "Hey, Cap, we'll job to you just to show them what's up."
Yeah, even the Chitauri look at them and they go, "Hey, fuck those cops, am I right? Let's go, Cap. Let's teach them a little lesson."
Tony's like luring the beast around, and everyone starts to regroup and trade info. But as Cap starts making some plans, guess who shows up? It's Bruce Banner on a little motorbike, a little small
bike.
And
this all seems horrible.
Cap's like, Now might be a really good time for you to get angry. And then,
here it comes.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm always angry.
Ba-ba.
Hell yeah.
Ba-ba.
And then he,
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
and then he punches the war beast, and we get the shot of the Avengers,
The whole
The circle
turtle
music.
shot. Yeah.
Also, shout out to the Ancient One. She's around there somewhere.
Yeah,
She's
somewhere.
just vibing on a rooftop like a couple blocks away.
And this is where we get Call It Captain, which is when Shawn first said it, didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Call it Cap.
But here we are. Cap gives everyone commands, and he calls the Hulk, and the Hulk likes that.
Yeah. This is definitely when they kind of start to embrace like a more fun Hulk.
Yeah.
Because like Edward Norton's Hulk would not have been like smile, like
no, not at all.
Thor he goes up to the Chrysler building and uses his lightning rod, and Fury has to talk to the council.
Got the lightning. Turn him back or turn him to ash.
You get the lightning, light the bastards up.
Oh, what was it? Is it Tony he tells to turn him back or turn him to ash?
Yes.
Yeah.
He tells somebody.
He
that.
says
Yeah,
that to
yeah,
Tony.
yeah. And then Tony's like, clench up Legolas to...
Yeah, because Hawkeye's just like, hey, you mind giving me a lift, Stark?
Yeah.
So...
Also, shout outs to Kate Bishop, who lost a parent today. Like, in the middle of all this
somewhere. We're getting there.
Somewhere in this action sequence, Kate Bishop is...
I know where it is. I got you.
All right.
Okay.
So Clint, well, they're all fighting now. Clint gives some tips to Tony about how they can't turn and shit. And Thor's taking out enemies at the lightning rod building, and Hulk drags the war beast away from a building like a good guy. And then starting with Cap boosting that onto the craft, we get the best, quote unquote, one shot in the whole MCU for me. And then we get stuff like the repulsor on the shields. We get crashing the war bank and crashing the war beast into the Grand Central Station. Shout out to Adrian Toombs.
Hell yeah.
Then Cap goes to save some civilians from a bank, which includes the waitress. Which I feel like seeing that scene, knowing that there's scenes that were cut of her, makes a lot more sense why they kind of linger on his face without the mask. She looks at him. But we learned that the council wants Fury to nuke this part of the city on some RE3 type shit,
Yeah. Well, he's also Hydra, so like...
Yeah. Obviously, it makes sense. And Clint helps out Nat while she's being chased by Loki in the air. And but Loki catches the arrow. He's a little smug about it until it literally blows up in his face.
Yeah, the arrow was never about landing. It was just about getting close enough. And he did that perfectly.
And then this is when Hulk tackles Loki and drags his ass to the dirt, basically.
Oh, it's so good. I like how he just calls Hulk a dull creature, and Hulk took that shit personally. He was just like, shut the fuck up. I'm going to beat you up now.
So Selvig gives Nat...
I'm trying to think of a good insult. What if instead of puny God, Hulk just called him a dumb twink?
Dumb twink.
That's like the clearest
like
Hulk
that.
speaks for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until Ragnarok.
So Selvig gives Nat the info that Loki's scepter is like the failsafe for the machine, and it's going to help close the portal. And Clint fights his way off a roof. Shouts to Kate Bishop.
Hell yeah.
Anti shout out to Rogers the Musical.
No, Rogers the Musical is good and funny.
Anti shout
You're
out.
just mad.
It's a little quirky.
You're just mad.
I
don't
really
quirky.
have strong feelings one way or the other. I just think it's a little quirky.
It is a little quirky, and as somebody who was into chorus and that kind of shit in high school,
You're just
I was
I
in
enjoy the
elementary,
quirkiness.
middle
you're
school. I
just
get you.
a dumb cat fanboy, dude.
dude. No, it's just actually fun.
Why is it called
It's
Rogers
cool.
the Musical,
Still
dude?
looking.
It's fun.
I'm still looking forward to Civil War because we have the Cap fanboy and we have the Iron Man fanboy,
Then there's Tyler.
and then
just like the
Tyler
chaos.
is fucking neutral party. Tyler's just gonna be the Black Panther going, I don't care.
So
Hatred has consumed them.
The council tells one of the jet fighters, like, yo, Fury is not running this shit. We are. Fucking nuke that city. And the guy's like, okay. And, but luckily, Fury blows up that jet.
Whoopsie,
Unluckily,
wrong jet.
Unluckily, there's a second jet.
Fury said, fuck that plane.
Stark has 2.5 minutes to stop it. Stop this nuke. And if you time it, it does take exactly, I'm not going to say exactly. It takes about 2.5 minutes later in the movie for it to explode. So, it's all in real time.
That is one of my favorite scenes. I love that scene.
Yeah, I like the tension. I like that that Tony is just frame one, like, all right, we need to stop this nuke. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to redirect that shit.
I know where to take it.
Because it's a direct rebuttal to Cap's, like, you would never be the one to lay your life down and make the sacrifice play. Like, bitch, look at him. Look at this man.
Look at him do it.
He's fucking doing it. He's even making his last call to his girlfriend.
Which is ignored because she's too busy not having her shoes on, apparently.
Jarvis is like, hey, should I call Pepper? And he's like, hey, give it a try. But her phone's on fucking vibrate. She's not wearing any shoes. And
yeah, she can't hear her phone when she doesn't have any shoes on.
That is the Pepper Potts curse.
So, Nat's like, I can close the portal. And he's like, yo, hold on. I gotta put this bitch in there.
I got a nuke coming in.
Everyone's like, Cap, that's kind of a one-way kind of thing. I don't know if you want
to... Iron Man or Tony.
Yeah,
you said Cap. But yeah. I was clarifying for the audience.
They knew what I meant. Don't be stupid.
I don't know.
Audience, did you know what he meant?
Oh.
Talk about it in the comments.
Hit one in the comments if you knew what I meant. or what? Thumbs up. I don't use Spotify, dude. Whatever.
Can you thumbs up on Spotify?
I don't know.
Remind us that we have a YouTube upload where you can put actual comments, not a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I don't know how Spotify works either.
So the nuke.
We need to find somebody that knows how Spotify works.
Do we?
If you know how Spotify works, comment and let us know.
Because Spotify has the video podcast now. I don't know how any of that works. I just
Wait, it does?
When I
if you know how Spotify works and you want to come on the podcast to tell us about it,
when I upload the video, because I just upload the video file to Anchor, and they're like, hey, you want this to be a video podcast? And I go, yes.
I need to see if Podbean has like that.
After that, it's out of my hands.
Yeah, fair.
But so Tony, flies the nuke to the portal, aims it at the big ship, it blows up. Exactly 2.5 minutes. And all the Chitauri pass out, I guess, with a hive mind or something. And Stark starts to fall, and they start closing the portal because you can't wait forever.
Because they're assholes.
Even though the Chitauri did just cease to function right now, you could have waited a little bit.
Yeah,
they could.
To be fair, the explosion from the nuke would have engulfed that tower had they waited any longer, which is a really unfortunate coincidence. But it's okay. He fell through. He lived, bitch.
Yeah. Luckily, he falls through right before the portal closes. And Thor's like,
and I love
Thor's
that.
like, hey, he's not stopping. He's not slowing down. And he starts revving up his hammer. But luckily, science bro.
Science bro.
Whoa.
Woo!
Hulk's a science bro. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, Hulk is just like, yo, that dude give me blueberries. Fuck yeah, let's go. I gotta catch it.
And they all sit as Tony.
I want more blueberries!
As Tony is unconscious. They think he might be dead. But Hulk roars and it wakes him up. And then
nobody kissed me, right?
And then Thor's Hulk's fucking beating his chest.
Hulk is pogging out of his mind right now.
He's like, I can bring people back from the dead with my voice.
What the hell happened? We won. They saved New York, kinda. It's still kind of a mess.
They could do this all day.
And Tony suggests it gets warmer, but Thor's like, yeah, we still got some shit to do. But they get Loki, and then
and then they go down the elevator.
The Loki shot, and they get the elevator, and then the other
except for Hulk.
Yeah, except for
Hulk stairs, which sucks and it's boring.
Then
and then fucking Pierce is there too.
Yeah, and Sitwell shows up,
and Sitwell.
and fucking Crossbones.
Yes,
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
I forgot he was there too.
A lot of people here that we don't see. And so every news station is talking about what happened, and a lot of Avengers support, and there's some detractors and Stan Lee's. They're like, superheroes, give me a break or whatever.
It's
superheroes in New York.
In New York, give me a break.
It's great.
And he's playing chess at the park.
Yeah,
Like an old
He's going
man.
all
Ashley
Magneto
Johnson
on
shows
that
up
bitch.
again. And she's like, where the Avengers are? They think you saved my life, Captain America.
If there's ever a zombie apocalypse, please save my life again.
And the council's like, yo, where they at right now? And Fury's like, I don't know. You know, they deserve some PTO or whatever.
When I was like, Hydra could. What was that? Nothing. I'm really high right now.
And then the Avenger, fucking
they all went
Thor.
to Central Park just to vibe
Thor,
with Thor
yeah.
before they say goodbye.
Thor takes Loki and the Tesseract back to Asgard, and the Avengers all ride out like rock stars, and Clint's wearing those weird sunglasses.
Yeah, I never understood why Clint's wearing the sunglasses in that shot. What the fuck are you doing, my guy?
Tony.
If this movie was better, Optimus Prime would have started to give a speech.
That would have been so good,
bro. And then what I've done would have started playing.
Hell yeah! I hope as I'm dying, like the opening chords of What I Done start playing.
Oh my god!
I am Optimus Prime.
I'm sorry.
And that's the final. I'm not good at mimicking whatever that instrument is, but either way, as I get my final breath, the drop happens. You know.
Yeah.
What?
Honestly, if it wouldn't get the MC8, I would edit that and just be like, upload that as our preview.
So Tony's working on remodeling Stark Tower into Avengers Tower, since the A is the only thing left in the Stark that was there. And then we get the credits, and then we get the mid-credit scene where we get the real villain. It's Thanos, who looks
Oh
no!
He's looking very purple.
I do like that the specific line is Earth is more prepared than I thought, or something. To go against them would be to court death. And then he's just like, my wife. And then the MCU never elaborates on his horny thing for death ever again. They never get into it, which is such a fucking shame.
Because they're like, we don't know if we can do that.
Here you go. Here you go, Shibuya.
Thank you.
But his eyes are fucking crazy blue, dude.
Yeah, and
they are.
I was looking
the
at
CGI is not.
Yeah, I was looking at it again, and I was like, why does this look like a bad puppet? Like the way he grins and the skin folds, like something about the lighting and the movement just looks like somebody made a really bad puppet and just used it for this one scene, never again.
I'm glad they got their shit together eventually.
Yes.
You know? And then we get the post-credit scene where they're all eating shawarma in complete silence. In absolute silence. And Steve is covering his face because Chris Evans had a beard that he was growing out for Snowpiercer. Yes.
Oh, great movie.
And that's the movie. That is Avengers 2012.
This movie is, in my opinion, like made by Alan Silvestri's score. It's so fucking good. And it will continue to be good in Infinity War and Endgame, but unfortunately he does not return for
Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
We get Brian Tyler and what's his fuck? The guy
and
who always comes on. He very Danny Elfman.
Ah, okay.
Who comes onto franchises with pre-established musical themes and then ignores all of them and makes his own, or uses ones that he had already made decades earlier, in the case of Batman.
Yeah.
Fabio and I talk about this quite a bit, especially after Multiverse of Madness, where it was like, where was Doctor Strange's theme? And he was like, fucking Danny Elfman!
Any other thoughts you guys might have on this movie before we get into the other segments.
So
go ahead.
This is something that's about the like fucking. I don't know if this is on Disney Plus, if like home releases also have this, but it's in like fucking full screen.
Yeah.
Right? It's not in widescreen. I don't know how I feel about that. It feels a little weird sometimes.
Okay.
Not like it's not a negative.
I don't know what you mean
but
at all.
You didn't notice that? Did you watch it on Disney Plus?
I did.
Yeah, so there were no black bars.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was strange. Normally that's like, you know, IMAX cameras and shit have that kind of stuff. If you're watching the IMAX version, which this is not the IMAX version, it's just the normal one, but for some reason it's in a different aspect ratio.
Yeah,
and it is a little weird.
I haven't watched my Blu-ray of Avengers in a hot minute, so I didn't even notice. I just watched it on Disney Plus as a refresher, but now you've got me curious to check that, honestly. My thoughts are basically just I had fun with the movie. I had as much fun with the movie now as I did in 2012 when I first saw it. And there was one note that we didn't get to because we kind of blew past it, but when Bruce like just goes, "That's my secret cap, I'm always angry." As a kid, you think that's the hypest shit ever, and it's like, "Oh yeah, he's fucking pissed, let's go." And then as an adult, it's just like, wow, that's so relatable because it's like, that's my secret cap, I'm always depressed.
And he's like really hyping it up the entire movie too.
Yeah, because he's like teasing, like, you want to know my secret? You want to know my fucking secret?
That's not the secret. You don't even fucking know the secret.
Bro, he doesn't know the secret. He doesn't fucking know.
This movie's still good. It's still a good movie for me.
Yeah. Do we want to go around and do our rankings?
That's not first. That's not what happens first.
Oh. Okay.
It's been a hot minute.
I still don't understand why it's not when you're like, anybody have any final thoughts on the movie? It would then make sense to flow into.
Shawn?
Okay, but
what'd we think?
If you give people the number too early before we do the swears and all that shit and the cork board,
yeah, then they'll fucking leave.
We gotta tease them. We gotta keep them waiting for our numerical rankings.
But the swears are more important than our numerical rankings. So really, by doing the swears first, people are going to check out. That's all they care about. They don't care about our rankings.
The bit's just for me. I feel like the bit's just for me.
I think
a lot of people care about this. I want to see it. All right, Tyler, show it to me.
Okay, let's go into. Actually, I don't know if we do swears or the board first, but luckily I don't have a board made because I just finished the movie today. Either way. Let me pull up the swear chart for you. It's time for my favorite segment, titled
Language.
There we go. That is the swear chart. There are 1 hard swear and 12 soft swears.
Yo.
All right, so we're down from Captain America: The First Avenger.
Yeah.
But we're still
we're tied
up above
with
Thor.
Iron Man 2 though.
Yeah.
Exactly tied on soft swears.
Yeah. But we've got our hard swears, we're pretty far down there. It's no Iron Man 2.
Yeah. True. But there's a little addition to this chart. I have now added a yellow line.
Oh.
Okay.
To signify the end of a phase.
Okay.
Oh.
I like that.
And eventually this is gonna scroll to the side because I can't make it any smaller than this.
So
unless there's a movie with like 17 or 18 soft swears, I'm gonna have to really have to think about this bit.
I think at that point you just have it go behind the word language and the hard soft swear thing, and then people just have to take your word for it, and you just have it go off screen. I think that's funny.
But so let's get into it. So the first swear is not until 16 minutes in this movie. And it's at 16:33. It's Natasha going, for a man who's supposed to be avoiding stress, you picked a hell of a place to settle. At 1 hour and 10 minutes and 6 seconds, Steve Rogers goes, "You know damn well why, back off," which is when Tony's like, why can't he let off a little steam? Because he's a jokester. At 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 35 seconds, Nick Fury goes, "They're not getting through here, so what the hell?" And then Clint Barton busts in with a fucking hack arrow. The security guard, the one that finds Bruce at 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 46 seconds goes, "You did scare the hell out of some pigeons, though. And then at 1:31:59, he also goes, "Right through the ceiling, big and green and buck-ass nude."
That's a good one.
At 1:31:47, Tony Stark goes, "Son of a bitch," and they figure out where Loki's going. And then at 1:41:02, Tony Stark goes, "Because if we can't protect the Earth, you can be damn well sure we'll avenge it."
Such a good line.
Good on you, Tony. The police officer at 1:49:26 goes, "Why the hell should I take orders from you?" What a fucking idiot. Steve Rogers at 1:52:57 goes, "You got the lightning. Light the bastards up." I don't know if bastards ever showed up before on the list, but I'm going to count it as a soft swear.
I think that's the right call, personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree.
Clint Barton at 1:54:18 goes, "Well, they can't bank worth a damn." And then at 1:55:42, Nat goes, "Captain, none of this is going to mean a damn thing if we don't close that portal." I don't like when they say captain. Nick Fury at exactly 1 hour and 59 minutes goes, "I recognize the council has made a decision, but given it's a stupid ass decision, I've elected to ignore it."
So good.
Such a good line.
And then last word of the movie at 2:08:27, Tony Stark, as he wakes up, goes, "What the hell?" And that's it for the swear chart.
Man, I really hope one day this, we really take off. We get a chance to like interview Kevin Feige or something on like a fucking Marvel red carpet, and we can just be like, Tyler counts every single swear in these movies. I want to tell somebody involved in the creation of these movies that you do this, because I think they'd really appreciate it.
You know what would be amazing though? If at some point Chris Evans was like at a convention or something, one of us printed out the language graph and got him to fucking sign it.
Oh, that'd be incredible.
Hey, hard swear stocks are gonna go up for Thor: Love and Thunder, dude. They say shit a lot.
Oh my god, they say a lot.
Maybe Guardians.
See you in 6 years.
Guardians has like a bunch of fucking space language, but that's it for the swear chart.
Sorry, but that's a good question. In Guardians, when they use like alien language as swears, are you gonna count that? But like, you have to decide whether.
No, that's.
I don't know.
You're asking a lot of me. You're asking a lot of me.
I feel like if you're committed,
that maybe you could have like a third line just going for like the ones where you just don't fucking know, and it's like a purple line or something because it's alien swears and Guardians.
Fucking alien swears.
Oh, and fucking when Groot just goes, "I am Groot," and Rocket's like, come on, that's rude. Don't say that shit. I taught you better than that.
Yeah, see, you got to use context clues, Tyler, and you'll be able to figure out what the worst words are.
Sean, I'm not gonna make him do that. It's a funny suggestion.
Sean,
I'm not gonna force him to do that.
Sean, I can't muddy the data with comedy. I know it's gonna be funny, but I can't.
Hey, Sean, you know what? What?
Not in good faith.
What? How about?
I'm not fucking doing it.
I was gonna say, how about Tyler sends you the materials and you can do the third
No
one?
way.
You can do the space swear.
No way. Not happening.
So let's talk about the connections in this movie. Guess what? It's basically a direct sequel to every movie that came before it.
No way! Holy shit!
That's crazy.
It also references every movie that came before it.
Holy shit! That's insane.
Both directly and
crazy.
indirectly. Like, there are a couple nods I can point off the top of my head, like mentioning Jane Foster at all.
Yo, Captain America showing up in this movie. That's a connection.
That's a cameo.
Fucking Sitwell's just around in the back.
That's a connection.
Yeah.
That's a connection.
Fucking the picture from Iron Man 2.
Dude, I swear to God, I thought you were about to say the Batman.
I thought you were gonna say Pepper Potts' feet.
Oh no.
But it's gonna make sense in the chart when I make it. Probably not. I haven't thought about it yet. I have
You
a
just
week
make
to do it.
Avengers Dead Center. You rearrange the entire thing.
Oh yeah, I know. I do it every time. And then that's for the mini board and the big board. They're both kind of the same. And now we get to our ranking. All right. So Shawn, I'm gonna start with you. Where do you rank this movie?
So I'm ranking this movie number 3 on my list. Above Thor, but above Thor, below the first Captain America movie. And I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars.
Okay.
I think it's pretty good.
Shibuya.
Avengers 2012 is actually going to be second on my list, right under Iron Man 1, but above Iron Man 2. I gave it a solid 8. It's still enjoyable and it's got its issues, but I find it hokey and fun.
Damn. Once again, me and Shibuya have the exact same list.
Fuck yeah!
Makes sense.
Right at number 2. One day it's going to diverge.
One day we'll have a wildly different opinion where you'll put something at number 1 and I will put it at the bottom of the list, and that's the day we erupt into a MCUnhinged civil war. And for once, Shawn,
choose your side.
Shawn's going to be the neutral party on that one.
Oh God, I hope that ever happens.
I don't have any idea when that could ever be.
I can't see a point where we would actively disagree on something that hard.
Maybe when you watch Eternals.
Yeah, maybe Eternals.
Well, cool. In 5 years, we'll see if that happens.
Maybe it could happen for one of the TV shows eventually. Those are pretty divisive.
Yeah, maybe. Depends what show, though, because some of those are really good and some we're not covering. Iron Fist.
No. Hey, so like, depending on what happens in the next couple weeks, are we gonna cover Daredevil?
I'd be down to rewatch Daredevil. It has been. I haven't seen that shit since it first aired.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see what happens in the next couple weeks. The question with Daredevil though is that season 3 of Daredevil like picks up pretty directly from where Defenders leaves off. So, anyways,
we'll get there when we get there.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
It'll have to be after we catch up to at least the end game.
Oh yeah.
But I mean that's pretty much it for the podcast. We did it. We're back.
We did it. Next week is
nothing. Next
week
the episode is next week. You'll be hearing this episode.
Yeah, the week after that is fucking Iron Man 3, which I'm really excited to rewatch.
It's the end of my era. Let's go.
I'm excited to see Rhodey again. I miss the side characters.
I fucking love Rhodey so much. I'm so glad he gets a proper role in other shit.
It's kind of crazy that like we're almost done with the Iron Man movies already.
It's a little upsetting, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I'm in 11th grade all over again, and they're just like peaking early for my content and just not giving me any more standalone Iron Man movies. But it's okay because he shows up in almost everything at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, I mean that's it. Where can people find you guys?
Shawn,
you can start Shibuya.
All right. You can find me on Twitter at Shibuya Gato, on Twitch at Shibuya Gato, on YouTube. Just look up Shibuya Gato. Spelled the same way as everything else. I play a lot of fun video games, and I'm doing a charity marathon in the middle of September, so please look forward to that.
Ooh.
Awesome.
You guys can follow me. Oh, yes, awesome. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Shawn_AFK. Pretty much everything that I do is is on there. I retweet it.
Nice. You can find me at Tyler Rims on Twitter and Twitch and on YouTube, which is, if you're watching the video version on YouTube, you know how to spell it. You're already here. You can also find me on another anime podcast, or on an anime podcast. My friend Korn, where we talk about JoJo and we talk about Demon Slayer. And at some point we're gonna watch like 50 anime openings on stream, and
nice
that at least one half of us haven't seen. You can follow MCUnhinged on Twitter at MCUnhinged. You can also find us on Anchor at anchor.fm/MCU-unhinged. You can also find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also if we're not in a place that you listen to, come over to the Anchor page, copy that RSS feed, plug it into your podcast app of choice, and we will pop up there regularly for you. And if you want my thoughts on Black Panther early,
oh yes,
you will find me on the Super Spaghetti Bros' Marvel podcast. Fine, I'll do it myself.
Hell
That's
yeah.
gonna happen. I have to watch Black Panther soon, I guess.
Similarly, I guess if you want to hear what it's like for somebody to fight a fucking war on behalf of Eternals, you can listen to
Shawn did
the
fight a
episode
war.
of Fine. I was on Fine, I'll do it myself for their Eternals episode, and I was in the trenches on that one.
Yo, have they done Iron Man episodes? Because I need to.
They did Iron Man 1.
Oh, if they do Iron Man 2, I need to be the Iron Man 2 defender on that podcast. Holy shit, I need to DM them right now.
Once the podcast is done, I can try and get you the inside scoop.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Because I was originally going to be on the Spider-Man Homecoming episode
but it's
to fight the war against the Spidey haters, the Tom Holland Spidey haters.
But none of them on the podcast are.
Oh shit.
Yeah, none of them on the podcast are. So I'm fighting against the void,
The internet void.
You're just fighting air, and you're like, I'm practicing for my fight with all those motherfuckers on Twitter.com. Let's go.
But they moved it out of like their first season of things they're covering, so I had to pick something else.
It's not even
And therefore I picked Black Panther, which was my choice.
I love how you have to preface it with, yeah, I chose this, don't worry.
Well, no, because they announced this in the State of Spaghetti. They announced that Tyler was going to be, because like Black Panther was going to be the first episode of the second season.
Wow, guys, really?
And I think
Tyler
one person,
on Black Panther.
I want to say it was Jip.
Yeah,
Jip was like, "Oh, Tyler's on Black Panther."
And even when some inside baseball here, even when they were telling me, you could pick something sooner or whatever, they're like, you could be on Loki or you could be on Black Panther, and Loki was sooner than Black Panther. I was like, yeah, I'll be on Loki, but I was like, I don't want to be the black guy on Black Panther. But then I was like, you know what? I do want to be the black guy on Black Panther.
I think you made the funnier choice, honestly.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, we'll see you next time for Iron Man 3.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
I never freeze. Talk about this poster.
Do you want to like set it up at all for the thing, or you want to just
correctly? I don't know if that's going to happen on your end.
No, I know.
Yeah, I would just pause and listen back to your audio and see if it comes through.
Yeah, don't pause.
Because I don't
yours.
mind. I don't mind if. All right.
Do I sound better now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Audacity is doing this weird thing where if I'm using the same input on Audacity as Discord, it makes my Discord sound crackly, but the audio is fine.
Okay.
So I'm using just like my base microphone input for Discord, and Audacity is getting my filtered input.
Okay.
So I will sound slightly better on the recording than I will sound in the call right now. I need to figure out.
So long
why
as
it's
it doesn't
doing that.
crackle
happened,
in the recording, I think that's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Is this your base form?
This is my base form.
You don't sound any different.
I think I should sound a little different. I can notice the difference at least. But that's probably because I listen to it all the time. Anyways, do you want to set up the poster at all, or should I just click spoiler and we just talk about it?
Okay. Here's what you should expect, Shawn. Every character in the movie is on this poster.
Yes.
Are you serious?
He's not kidding.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's see. Open original. All right, let's take a good. Well, obviously we got the three Spideys.
Yeah.
Makes
Don't know why
sense,
they made
makes
Toby so
sense.
short, but okay.
Andrew Garfield looking good.
Yeah.
Looking good. We got Doctor Strange. That makes sense. Zendaya makes sense. Why is Ned the same size as Daredevil?
No, Ned is bigger than Daredevil.
Ned is a little bit
Ned
bigger,
is
but
the same
is
size as the
Ned
Sandman on this poster.
Ned is the same size as like
Yes,
Jameson.
Actually.
Why is Betty Brant on this poster?
First things first, I saw so many tweets going, who the fuck is she? Why is she here? And then people in the replies had to go, that's Betty Brant. And like, who? She was in the movie for like 10 seconds. Once.
Yeah, she does the news thing for not long.
Look,
I also wondered
and
why
then
is she here?
Just get the funniest image that I saw going around on Twitter constantly.
Also, Charlie
Cox looks so poorly
it's
photoshopped.
Such a bad photo
he looks.
Took of him.
They really
literally just take a fucking screenshot from your high def IMAX film, idiots! Come on.
Also, I love Wong. He's also not there.
He is there for longer than Betty Brant, mind you, but still, yeah. Mm-hmm. I also love how
this is
technically Betty's bigger on this poster than the Green
Goblin's just a little guy. It's his birthday. He's a little birthday boy.
But I think that's because they wanted to make him a little cute boy.
Meanwhile, Jamie Foxx stands the fuck up in the front like he's about to beat you up for staring at this poster.
Wait, where's
1, 2,
the only
3.
person who's not on it?
Where's Otto?
It's because you're looking through his perspective because of the tentacles.
Okay, wait. Then who's the person next to Sandman?
That's the lizard. They put the lizard on the poster, not Doc Ock.
I actually forgot he was lizard.
You know, I'm really surprised that Venom isn't on the poster.
Honestly, Tom Hardy should have been sipping a martini in the back, just like vibing.
No, I want them to use like literally just like cut out the face from the DVD
oh my god
cover.
I wouldn't put it past them, and it would have been funny.
I mean, I assume the reason that like Betty and Flash are on the poster is because there's going to be more scenes of that. Like, I assume the reason that Betty and Flash, Jameson and Daredevil are on the posters because there's going to be more scenes of them. Because that shot of Daredevil doesn't look like anything from his one scene of the movie. He's never sitting like I don't think we ever see him from that angle.
Yeah, and they took a photo of Wong from like an entirely different film, I think.
Wong looks like he's doing something.
Yeah, which is more than he does in the movie.
Put all these characters in 11 minutes. I just don't know how they're going to do it.
1 2-minute scene with the kids, 1 2-minute scene with Jonah, 1 2-minute scene with Wong, 1 2-minute scene with Daredevil. You're at 8 minutes.
You know what would be
another
so good?
3-minute scene left.
I fully expect the new Jameson scene to be him doing his fucking Alex Jones type show. Getting a caller. Oh, yeah. If they don't recreate something from like the Spider-Man PS4 game, they're missing the point. Because holy shit, that game gets modern day Jameson, and the movie needs to follow suit.
I said this to you before, Shawn, but I really hope that they patch my Blu-ray disc.
Yo, Blu-ray patch 1.04, let's go.
Because, bro, I don't want to have to buy this.
It's a good thing I didn't buy it.
But you will, won't you?
I will. Yeah, I definitely will. But I don't want to. You know?
I haven't bought it yet.
Hell yeah, Shawn, let's go.
God, early adopters always
Unfortunately.
Just how it is.
Boom. That's it. That's the intro. Early adopters always get fucked.
I think our thumbnail for this episode should have the Avengers poster, but also have that little photo of Flash in there somewhere. I don't know where. I can Photoshop him in if you want me to.
Wait. Hang on. Let me look at the Avengers poster.
The Avengers poster, I have one right behind me.
All right, so put Shibuya's face over Tony. Put my face over Cap.
You want our
Oh my god, I know exactly where he's going. I'm putting Flash's face over Black Widow. I'm putting his face over Black Widow. Exactly. That's so perfect.
And then I mean Tyler, I don't know who you want to be on the poster.
The art that I had commissioned on the side of the poster.
No, we should be on the poster too, Tyler, because it's funny.
Shawn, I have a lot more work to do on other podcast stuff.
Tyler, if he wants this bad enough, I can Photoshop it and send it to you. I genuinely do not mind.
We don't all need to be on there, but we definitely should put. We definitely should put Flash over Black Widow because that's funny.
It's so strong. I have to now. That's just for me more than anything.
Yeah.
And maybe add a little Green Goblin, like, behind the falling helicarrier in the back.
What from this poster can we just splice onto the Avengers poster?
Put Toby's face transparent in the sky like he's a JoJo character who just passed away.
Where can Betty go?
Betty can be like, no, there's not enough of her for that.
Oh, put Betty over Thor. The angle is almost perfect.
Also considered the angle is almost perfect for Betty over Nick Fury.
There you go.
Oh my god.
And then put Daredevil over Hawkeye because they're both barely in their respective
Nah.
things.
I don't think so. I think what I want to do is I kind of want to put Ned, but like that meme image of Ned just standing there, like stanced up, like behind the exploding car, like he's just staring at the shit going on.
I just wanted a chance to make a joke about Hawkeye's involvement in this movie.
I mean, he's involved enough that I feel comfortable giving him space on that poster.
Yeah, his own actual poster, yeah. All right, I don't think I have anything more to add to this bit. I think the bits might be a little dead.
The bit's pretty good though. Like it's very strong.
No, it's a great bit.
I mean this image of Ned just behind that exploding car on the left.
Yeah, no, perfect. See, you posted that and now I'm looking at it and I swear I can see somebody standing back there. It's not, I can't, but you see where like the little red light is? I think it's like a crosswalk sign or something.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody's eyes.
It does look like somebody's like mask
facing,
flashing at you with the red eyes.
You're right, Tyler.
Sorry, I'm looking at something.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Trying to think of anything else funny to do to this poster. But I'm not a very funny person.
Problem is you don't want to overdo it. You add little subtle things so that people have to like take a second glance at it, but you need to pull back enough so that you don't like ruin the joke by going too hard on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's enough, honestly.
I just realized there's a Quinjet in the back of this poster.
Oh yeah, that's the Quinjet, not the helicarrier shit. That's my bad. Fake fan. Sorry.
Oh, did you even say that? I already forgot. My brain already was like... Dude, I love blue beams in the sky.
Oh, I have one more little bit I could do that might be a little bit too much work for a nothing joke, but I'm willing to give it a shot. I just want to change the Stark and Stark Tower. Just go, ah! Oops, always. Let me actually start
this joke
writing
isn't nothing.
This
it's
down.
Everything to me.
Because I'm going to keep this tab open and I'm not going to start working on it until we finish recording.
This joke is everything to me.
Hold on, I'm looking for something. Wait a second.
Dude, I forgot they had Iron Man in the Jesus pose in the Infinity War poster.
Well, yeah. He's the king of that movie, and I love him, and they fed me so good, and then they did what they did in Endgame, and I started crying profusely. Even though all my friends taunted me with that knowledge for 5 years before that movie came out. They were like, you know what's gonna happen, and I'm like, that's my dad, shut up.
Okay. So on the Avengers poster, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The pose that Tony's in, I was looking at it, right? And I was like, it really reminds me of something. And I figured it out. Right here.
Okay. All right. One more addition. Like, behind Nick Fury, smaller in the back, I'm adding Sombrero Noctis.
He is a hero.
Noctis for the Avengers one. Come on now.
I mean, him and Tony basically have the same path.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. I need to
Think about
double
it, Shawn.
check.
Think about it.
Did I say Flash over Black Widow or Betty Brant over Black Widow?
You said Flash over Black
Okay, so
Widow.
it was Betty Brant on top of Nick Fury. All right, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was everything.
Oh my god.
What's up?
I just saw I just opened Twitter for a second and I saw somebody took the final swing from No Way Home and put What I've Done over it.
Link that to me. For some reason, before you even said that, I was thinking of Linkin Park, so holy shit.
Dude, it's kind of perfect.
We're gonna see right now. Oh, I fucking love that song, and the cut was a little awkward, but I get that.
It was a little.
That's so good.
I wish every movie came out in 2007.
Bro, same.
Remember in Daredevil when Elektra fucking cut the sandbags to fucking bring me to life?
Yo, remember when what band was it? There was a band that like had a deal with Avengers around the time the movie came out, where if you saw the movie, you got a slip for a download song. I'm trying to remember. It was the most 2012 core shit, and I listened to them, and then I got the song, and the song was really mid, but I liked their other shit, so it was fine. Hold on. I think it was on the soundtrack.
I just found somebody that took the ending of Obi-Wan, the show.
Yeah.
And took when like they put What I've Done, and What I've Done starts right when he goes, "Hello there."
Okay, now that's all the instrumental stuff. I want...
Here's another one. I don't know why this joke is... I wish every movie ended with What I've Done.
Honestly, they all should. Here we go. Avengers Assemble original soundtrack. What songs were on this bitch? I think it was Dirt and Roses, but I need to double check. Rise Against. That was the band. Free download code for Dirt and Roses by Rise Against. Yeah, this was the exact song. I remember that riff. It's still on my iPod Touch to this day.
I can't watch it through Discord. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the
Hell
Avengers.
Yeah. I guess we should probably talk about the movie at some point.
Yeah, probably. Hey, don't worry, it's fine. I run a podcast where we talk about a specific thing, and we spend at least 30 minutes fucking around every episode before we start talking about the episodes of the thing that we watched.